So I just want to kind of dive into it. Have you guys enjoyed the guest speakers that we've had today?
Yeah.
You know, like even when Mario gets on stage, he starts over here in the corner and he kind of starts telling his story. I don't know about you guys, but I get like goosebumps when I hear it. Pretty powerful, right? To see the kind of growth he's had. And when Ben gets up here, a lot of you might not even know Ben, but when he got up here, he runs a very structured business. He brings structure into this industry, well thought out, very methodical. I think there was something that you could learn from each of these people. What I want to do right now is all my talks throughout this weekend are going to be slightly different. Today's talk, or tonight's talk, is going to be about affiliate marketing and product launches, okay? So we're going to talk a little bit about both, and time permitted, and we might actually go a little long until we get kicked out of here, so let's see. Time permitted, if you have a product launch coming up, or if you have an idea that you know you want to launch, as long as time goes well, we're actually going to do a microphone round. We're going to do kind of like a speed round. And here's the idea. I didn't talk to the sound guy, so I'll have to check to see it's all right. But the idea is you have 60 seconds to kind of pitch your product or pitch your idea to the room. And then if anybody's interested, they can look at you and find you. And maybe talk to you and find out maybe is that something that there's a way to be able to synchronize and promote each other's stuff, or a way to be able to promote you as an affiliate. So if you have something that you want to launch or that you want to get out there, maybe it's only a handful, I'll give you time, as long as we have about 60 seconds to do that. Does that sound pretty cool? And if you're an affiliate looking for great offers, what better than meeting with somebody here at the event? So we have people pouring in. Thank you for doing that. Thanks for coming back. And by the way, there's Mario in the back. He's like 6'8", so I can see him. By the way, Mario, great job. I just asked. They loved your talk, bro. They love that. Thanks for doing that. All right, let's dive into it. Let's dive into it. So here's the deal. And I might put up slides, but I really want to just get personal about this and get real about this. Okay. What I want to do is I want to take you behind the scenes on my latest product launch, which was the Smart Member 2.0 launch. We did, it was a 2-week long launch. We did a total of $1.6 million in sales, which sounds fantastic, but the part that people don't even realize on top of that is there's another around $80,000 a month in recurring as well on that launch. So it's $1.6 million with around $80,000 recurring, and that'll probably continue to skyrocket. So I want to break that down. I want to break down the concept, the story, the idea on like a 30,000-foot view. Then I want to break down the steps of what it took to pull that off. Now, as I do this, some of these numbers or some of these topics might sound unrealistic. You know, it's not like you're just going to do, your next product launch is going to do 1.6 million. Now, I'm not saying it won't. I'm just saying that might not be a realistic figure. Keep in mind, this wasn't my first one, and I had to kind of get there. I had to kind of learn and grow and adapt and learn this industry. A little bit of it is luck. Sometimes just get lucky. A little bit of it is the skill you already bring to the table. Like I already had some sales skills. I was in like network marketing for years, so I learned how to be able to, talk to people or try to recruit people, stuff like that. And then also some of it is going to be your charisma, and are you a likable person? Do people want to do business with you? But at the end of the day, a lot of it is going to come down to, do you have a good product, and are you following the right fundamentals to get it out there to the market? And that part is something I can teach everybody. I can't necessarily improve your charisma. You might just be a mean person, no matter what. But I can teach you the fundamentals, and you can give it a try. So going back here, Smart Member is a software platform. I came up with the idea because when we started doing product launches, we needed them to be in a membership site. I would create a course on like Facebook advertising. Here's how to advertise on Facebook, or here's a course on how to be able to market on YouTube. I needed that course to be in a membership area. When I went and did research, I couldn't really find one that had the things I was looking for. And I started asking around, and I found that was a common problem a lot of people had, was they couldn't. I asked, what do you recommend? What do you recommend? And it was like, this one has pros, this one has cons, or whatever. And wouldn't you agree that's kind of like where a lot of ideas are born, is you're trying to solve a problem that you have yourself, right? It's like, man, I wish there was something that did this, or I wish there was something that did that. That's exactly how that product was born. So the idea for a product is that you solve a problem of some kind. You teach people something to help them solve their problem, or maybe you create a software or an invention, even an invention to help solve a problem. Smart Member started out as just a membership site. That's all it was a place to be able to put my training videos. Then what happened was I had more needs. I thought, well, as long as we have this, I also would like to be able to mail all my customers inside of this product. Let me send an email to them. So then we added another feature that we could send emails. And then I thought, well, I want to be able to capture leads too. So I want to be able to make it so somebody could come in, have lead capture pages, become a member, and then get access to the course. And then we started going further and said, man, it takes forever to build a course. If I just have like all my videos on Vimeo, I want to be able to press like one button and somehow bring them all into posts and make them all a site like that. So I started coming up with ideas and it became fun. I got passionate about the project. It became fun, but it also became expensive. So I had to make a decision. Either roll out a very inexpensive product launch, like maybe a WordPress plugin or something that was cheaper to build, and just sell it as fast as I could, or make the decision of kind of putting some coin into it, putting some money into it, taking a little bit longer for it to be built, you know, whether it's 6 months or a year, and then having it actually be the product I want. That's a gamble. Now, this is the first piece of advice I'll give anybody. If you're ever going to create a product, or a course, or anything, or whatever, I do have some, no regrets, but I do have a lot of lessons that if I were to go back, I would do it again. Hindsight, if you will. So I'm going to share those with you right now, as I wish somebody would have shared these with me before I got started in my project. And even if you're not yet ready to launch a product or do something, put yourself in a dreamland where it's like, hey, one day I might want to do this, and I might as well learn this knowledge now and see if it helps me, okay? Put yourself in that mindset. So the first thing I want you to write down in your notes, that these are mistakes I made that I think I could have done a lot better. The first one is MVP. The word like an MVP player, like a basketball or sports player, MVP. Who knows in the business world what MVP stands for? Sports, I would say, is most valuable player. In the business world, in like the technology world or something like that, what does MVP stand for? Minimum viable product. Write that down. Minimum viable product. So what we could have and should have done better was, instead of trying to create the ultimate all-in-one marketing solution that everything is perfect, what we should have done was more of a minimum viable product. And here's what I did. What I did instead was more of this shotgun approach, which is like, here's this 20 or 30 things this software does, and they're all slightly under construction. And that basically, if I were to do it over, I would abandon that strategy. I would do one thing at a time, get it working right, get it tested, get it properly situated, then add another one. And I don't mind coming up and brainstorming, here's the 30 features we will have. But instead of just rapid fire getting them out there, what I would do is I'd get one completely to a state of what's called an MVP state. Minimum viable product state. What that means is you get the product to a point where it's acceptable to go out to the marketplace. It's acceptable. It's not quite perfect, so it's the minimum level of acceptance to be able to be a decent product out there in the marketplace. I think that's important. I think that's important for a couple of reasons. One, it's going to save you a ton of money. A ton of money. Because what's going to happen is when you build, if you ever get into building software or products or anything, they've just become a money hole. You're literally like, oh, 1 month, let's say you're paying salaries to somebody on a project. If it goes 1 month later, you're paying an entire extra month of salaries. Just like that. Let's say you're paying somebody, a programmer, $5,000 a month to do work. If it goes just one more month, that is legitimately $5,000 more out of your pocket. Real cash. Before you ever even get a chance to make that money back. So because of this, you have to be, that's called, in the industry, if you want to write down technical terms, that's called scope creep. Where you scope out like what the project is, and then it just kind of starts creeping on you. Next thing you know, money and time. You think it's going to take 2 months, it's probably going to take 4. You think it's going to take $5 grand, it's probably going to take 10. You want to get to a point where you realize, yes, there's money to be made. Yes, there's a lot of money to be made, but don't be foolish to think everything's going to work perfectly, because it won't. In fact, you guys know Murphy's Law, right? If Murphy's Law is going to happen, most likely stuff's going to go wrong. That's actually more, I would say majority of the time, you can actually expect the opposite. You can expect instead of things going right, you can actually expect it to go wrong. So, what you want to do to avoid that is you really want to get focused on MVP. And you can do the same whether you're launching a course of you doing training products. You can do the same whether you're, this MVP model translates into everything. Let's say you're building a Facebook fan page. How much does it cost? How much does Facebook charge you to build fan pages?
Zero.
Zero, it's free, right? But then what happens is your time is worth money, right? So, I've literally sat there and spent like 2 or 3 hours, 4 hours, building a fan page. 3 or 4 hours, getting it just right. really working on the graphics, making them, oh, it just doesn't look just right, let me make edits. Okay, now it's, why is it not, straight? I don't know. And I'll tweak it, and I'll throw the profile picture up. Oh, that doesn't look good. Let me do a different one. Oh, let me write out a long description, because everybody's going to read it, right? Let me write out this long description. You know what? The page is bare. There's nothing here. Let me before I want anybody to see it, I want it to have a lot of posts on it. Next thing you know, I'm 4 hours into building a fan page. Now, 99% of people aren't even going to see this fan page. Like, I'll send somebody to it, they'll just look at a post and be done. And yet, here I am spending all this time and energy. This is not a minimum viable product. The minimum viable product would be, what does this fan page need at a minimum? So I can start like making money from it. A cover photo, a profile photo, and a buy button. Somebody said a buy button. That's pretty much it. And then so here's the thing. Is that the perfect fan page? No, it is the minimum viable page. So you're basically looking at, what can I apply this to in my life? In all these areas of your life, you want to start thinking, this is my hindsight of going back into a launch that just did very, very well. And I think that this launch would have done $3 or $4 million had I known what I know now to go back and do it over. Which is why when I'm doing this knowledge, to me, is already worth millions of dollars. This knowledge I'm sharing with you. I don't know what it's worth to you, but it's worth that much to me. So what I would do is I go back and I'd apply an MVP model, not only to the actual overall product, but to each part of the product. So I would say, okay, instead of saying this membership software needs to have email inside of it, and the email needs to do all these things, what I would do is I'd write out an MVP goal. What is the actual minimum viable product for email? What is the minimum perfect, enough thing that I could do that would just right to sell? So, what it would be is basically, okay, can I create an email and send it that matches the basic email stuff that's out there? Okay, yes, okay. Can I choose, which lists to send it to? Yes. Can we test it and make sure it works? Yes. Okay, so technically, if I have 1,000 members, I can write a subject line, a body, and I can put a signature and send it to those 1,000 members, and it goes to them. Yes? There you go. That's a minimum viable product. Now, your brain, your mind, when you start becoming a product creator, for those of you that choose this, your mind is going to start thinking of 100 extra features that would make this the greatest email platform on the planet ever invented. And that's where you need to set a second set of goals. The first set has to be MVP, to control yourself from spending a lot of time and money on trying to make the perfect vision. And that's one of my I will honestly say, that I'm a recovering perfectionist. And what happens is time is short, and this will suck up a lot of your time. You guys know what happens when time gets sucked up? You can't scale. You're so busy running around a tree all day, you aren't going to get anywhere. You have to learn how to free up your time by freeing up your mind. You can't be focusing on this kind of stuff. You can't be sitting there focusing on making something perfect because you just need to get it out there. And the other thing is, most of the time, your customers will go ahead and do most of that work for you anyways. Hey, Chris, I got a great idea for this. Really, what's a great idea? Man, if it did this, this, and this, look how much better this thing could be. Oh, great. Free up your mind. You want to free up your time? Free up your mind. Right? You crowdsource that to your customers. Your customers will shoot you ideas that you don't have to spend your time even thinking of the ideas. They'll think of it for you. Okay? Who wants to shoot me, I think it's the book Rework. If you guys, has anybody read the book Rework? A book called R-E-W-R-K. Raise your hands if you read Rework. I think this is the right book for the topic I'm talking about. They did Rework, right? The founders of, is that 37 Signals? Yeah. Okay. The founders of a company called 37 Signals, you guys would probably recognize them for their software called Basecamp. Hey. Basecamp, it's pretty popular. Project management software. They're in the tech world. They built a software company that was pretty good. They wrote a whole entire book about exactly what I'm talking about now, which is focus on the minimum viable product, get it out to the marketplace, and start making money. Now what happens, instead of you being a leaky faucet of money, just constantly spending, you have money coming in to be able to grow with. You have customers telling you what they want changed or what they want. Your customers can help you mold the product. Their whole book is about getting the product to market and then letting the market dictate the growth of it. And then, of course, you can come in and still do your thing, but do your thing with your product out there. Add to your product while it's out there, right? That's the key takeaway. Also, Mario said something too, which was Mario was talking about one of the keys to being an effective marketer up here is being simple with your message. Being very, very simple with your message. So what happens is if you go too big with your product, the other thing is the message becomes convoluted. It becomes confusing. The more someone has to absorb and to make a decision, the harder it is to make their decision. That's another mistake I made on this launch. One of the hardest things about this launch that cost me dearly in time, was it took me over 2 hours on any webinar at least just to explain the darn thing. Explain all these features. So while I wanted all these features, and they were all great, and once people understood them, they fell in love with it, it still took at least 2 hours to even explain it. So the other benefit of a minimum viable product is that the ease of getting it to market is really easy there. Get it out to market, and you can add features as you go. And then the other thing about that is that people love that. Like, if you bought, you went to the store and bought a bottle of wine for $20, and you're happy with that bottle of wine, pretty cool, right? You're just happy transaction. Bottle of wine, $20 is what I want. Then if that person said, hey, you know what? We appreciate you, so here's what we're going to do. Here's a new corkscrew collection. You know, it's normally like 20 bucks or whatever for everybody else, but since you bought this bottle of wine, we'd like to just give this to you for free. Right? We'd like to give this to you. You keep coming in here buying wine, we'd like to just give this to you as a gift. You've just made that customer feel special, right? So you can do that by adding new features after a product's already live. Customers love that. Customers will stay with you for life if they bought a product and it keeps getting better. So there's also, this whole minimum viable product, there's also a strategy of saving some of that stuff for over delivery. Save some of it. Like, I have this problem of thinking that in order for somebody to buy something from me, my product had to have everything they could ever fathom and dream of, right? I could have cut half those features out of there and still done 1.6 million, arguably more. I had one affiliate come and tell me, he's like, hey Chris, I'll sell a lot for you. This is what Anthony Morrison said. He did like, you guys saw the stat up there, he did like 150, 60,000 or something like that sales. He said, hey Chris, he's like, check this out. All I really want you to share about this is like these 3 features of your software. That's it. They'll buy 3 features. And that's basically it. And I was biting my tongue. I wanted to share it all. You know? It's like, but don't you want to know about this? It's like, well, just share these 3 features. And it was eye-opener for me because Anthony's like, technically, like, honestly, like, your software could have been 1/10 this good. And everybody still would have loved it. So I'm not saying not to go out there and make great stuff. I'm just saying it comes at a price. I invested a lot of money, a lot of time, and there's pressure when you're in the software business. So there's a big lesson learned in summary there, is in hindsight, go with a minimum viable product. Start applying that to everything you're trying to do. If you're trying to build a membership site, don't try to build the world's greatest membership site. Just build it enough to get it out there. If you're trying to build a lead capture page, you know, in my inner circle group, we've had this example. We've had students that had one lead capture page they spent a lot of time on making it super detailed, super hardcore, all kinds of graphics, stuff like that. And then it wasn't converting well, and then they just went out and put together like a simple landing page, and then suddenly it started working better. Has anybody ever seen that sometimes ugly stuff sometimes works better than the good stuff? You ever had that experience? Crazy, right? So that's minimum viable product. Those hours you saved could have gone towards generating traffic to the page. So, in summary of that first section, my lessons learned on the development side was this. Focus on MVP. Focus on getting a clear, concise message. Bottle up your message if you can, in 60 seconds. You guys have heard elevator pitch. It's kind of like an elevator pitch. Now, write that down because I'm actually going to come back to you with this specific thing, the 60-second pitch. I'm going to call on about a handful of you guys and let you give a 60-second pitch. So during this talk, think about how could you summarize if you were going to be cut off. The reason they call it an elevator pitch is because in the Silicon Valley, you get in an elevator and somebody, you get a chance to be able to talk to them real quick about your product, but as soon as they go up to their floor and the door's open, that's it. They're off to their office. So you have that moment in the elevator with a potential investor. How would you summarize your product? If your product has 100 features, you can't possibly explain them all, right? You would have to try to figure out a way to present what it is in 60 seconds so somebody can grasp it. And not only so somebody can grasp it, but hopefully so they like it. They find it fascinating, they find it interesting, right? Here's why that's important. So let's transition. So again, taking notes, The lessons I'm learning in hindsight is go for an MVP model. The second part of that is have a clear, concise message about your product or service that you can say in 60 seconds. So let's transition from that. As an affiliate marketer, when you go out and launch products, one of the reasons I love this industry is affiliate marketing versus traditional marketing. Traditional marketing, when you have a product or service, you need advertising dollars up front to be able to get your product or service out there. And it can be very costly. And a lot of times you have to raise capital in order to get the advertising dollars. And a lot of times there's a big room for loss. You could lose a lot of money. Now obviously it works, but it's just a more dangerous situation to get in if you don't have a lot of money. Okay? That's traditional. On the affiliate marketing side, there's something you can do, which is you can launch a product in this industry. You can get what's called affiliates to promote your product for you, pay them a cut of the sale. Now here's why I like this. It's so much better. Is if I have a product that sells for $100 and I'm willing to part with $50 of profit, then I can go out there and find people and say, hey, I'll give you 50% of the commissions if you go out and promote this. And you know what's crazy about this? They'll spend their own advertising dollars to go promote it, not mine. If I had 100 people that were all out there spending, $50 or $5,000 total, or $500 or $50,000 total, I could literally go crowdsource my advertising campaign by saying, hey, look, instead of me dropping $100,000 in advertising, I could literally go find 100 affiliates who drop $1,000 each on advertising, and the win-win is it's their money, but the win-win is they get 50% of whatever they make. That's the same way to get your $100,000 in ad spend without having to do it yourself. Now, for some of you, you're like, come on, Chris, we get it. We know what affiliate marketing is. I'm bringing everybody along with me as all it's happening, okay? So, if you understand the concept of affiliate marketing, somebody promotes your product, and only after the sale do you pay them a commission. That is a very safe bet for the product developer. You're not really at much risk. You only have to pay after the sale. If their $1,000 ad campaign doesn't work, that's on them. Okay? So, it sounds like a dream come true. Who wouldn't like to have 1,000 people selling your product, right? That's a dream. So, when it comes to this industry, there's an entire business that's called recruiting affiliates or recruiting JVs. Finding these people. Where are they? How do you contact them? How do they promote your product? And the better you get at that, you can make infinite amounts of money, millions of dollars if you get the right people. So I want to talk about, right now I want to transition into recruiting people as your partners, your basically your sales force, your affiliate partners, how to recruit them, how to build up those kind of relationships, and if you follow what I'm saying here, even if you don't need it today, if you follow what I'm saying, what I'm telling you, you guys, this is big, big, big money. This is how I've watched people make big money, okay? So even if it doesn't apply today, find a way to take what I'm saying and apply it to your business because it is very valuable information. So let's start with basic affiliates, and then let's talk with some actual top level affiliates. Okay. The first step in all transactions I ever do with in all relationships and everything, with all JVs, affiliates, customers, it doesn't matter, is this. In order for people to do business with you, they need to know you, like you, and trust you. So know, like, trust, write those down in your notes. For people to do business with you, they need to know you, like you, and trust you. And so your first obstacle, that wall you have to climb over, is how can I go from being irrelevant, where people don't know who I am, to, I show up in a room and I don't even, for some of you, even at this conference, you want to meet people, but you don't even know how, and you're sitting here nervous and not meeting people. I bet there's a lot of you like that. Okay? So that's what kicks in, right? How can you go from being unknown to being known? How can people know you? Then, once people know of you and stuff like that, how can they like you? To the point where they want to, because see, people do business with people they like. So even if they know you, if they don't like you, they're not going to, even if it makes money, they're not going to do it. They're not going to send their list to someone they don't like. Okay? The like you is kind of like the friend factor. How can you become a friend with this person? Now, the last part, and this is the most important of the three, is trust. If somebody is going to spend their own money, they have to completely trust you. Or if somebody has a big list, they have to completely trust that their list is in good hands with you. Or they won't do it. I know I wouldn't do it. If I was cautious about what's going to happen after my leads go there. Are you going to support them? Are they going to have a bad experience? Are they going to come back to me later and be like, Chris, come on, man. You kidding me? This guy ripped me off or whatever. Right? That's just the thought of that.
Stop laughing.
If that thought even enters my mind, I'm just going to shut off and be like, hey, I'll check out your product, but then I really won't. That trust has to be there. It has to be there. Know you, like you, trust you. So, on a basic level, it has to be there. Let's give examples. So, know you. Right now, if somebody here wanted to get known, let's say I was irrelevant. Let's say nobody knew who I was, okay? And you guys can throw out answers at me right now. Rapid fire, throw out answers. What are some ways, if I wanted to get known to affiliates or to industry or anything, if anybody here wants to start shouting out any kind of ideas, off-the-wall ideas, how could I get known so people know who I am as step one? YouTube videos, Periscope, what on Facebook? Fan page, have a fan page. Okay, so have like a presence or a brand. Okay, do interviews. Rank on their leaderboard. That's a good one. If I'm going to go talk to them, would it be a much better conversation if I said, hey, you might not know me, I finished number 7 in your last contest? That's a pretty good opener. What else? What is it? Do webinars? Like train for free. People get to know you.
LinkedIn.
Take pictures with known speakers. Do like co-branding for credibility. So when you come to events like this, you've got credibility. And also when you're contacting them back, maybe there's a way to be able to show them that picture you took with them as an introduction.
Write a book.
Write a book. Become somebody of significance, a published author or a podcast or something significant where you're known for that thing. Get number 1 in Amazon. Say it again. Call them. Okay, I mean you could read I would say that's more of an action step of like if you just want to just take massive action, just start get known by getting yourself in, get them on the phone, get them on email, reach them, contact them. It works. But I feel it's even better if somehow you can have them know who you are, and then when you contact them, there's already a little bit of that friendship there. What else? Anything else?
LinkedIn.
Okay, create content that's really interesting that gets people's attention.
Share their content.
Share their content. Support them. Promote them. Find a way to be able to serve others first before you ask them to serve you.
Live events.
Go to live events. Attend live events. Yeah, attend live events, especially their events.
Record a training of their product. Share it with your list.
Record a training of their product. Share the list. What else you got?
Volunteer.
Sit in. Blab. Don't blab. Do interviews there. Volunteer. Serve. Volunteer and serve. I can tell you. There's a great idea. Does anybody else have a last minute one, or I'll just go?
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, go on LinkedIn. Okay, so listen, some of these basics, let me summarize some of the things we just heard. Number 1, to go from irrelevance to relevance, one of the first things you want to do is you want to establish yourself as some sort of a little bit more of a brand. Don't come across as somebody who's sleeping in your mom's basement, and you're just trying to make your first dollar on the internet. Okay? To be known, you want to just create something, create a little bit of a presence, and even Mario does it for $5 on Fiverr, you guys. It's not like there's this huge obstacle. And do an MVP presence. Be like, oh, I want to build this, I have this vision. Do that second. But first, get a presence up there so you have some. So have a presence of some kind. Serve value, whether that's serve value to the masses through giving away some valuable training that actually impacts people, or serving actual people you want to meet. If you actually want to meet someone, serve them in some sort of way where what will happen is they'll come back when you serve them, they'll come back to you and they'll know who you are and they'll respect you. These are things that I did. I like what Brian said right there. Rank on their leaderboard. If you ever want somebody to promote you, it's very, very cool to find a way to promote them. There's tips I can give you for all this stuff. So just, if I was to summarize all this, I would be thinking, find a way that you can be known. Find a way that you can be known. That's one of the biggest things. It doesn't matter what it is. Just find some way that works for you. If you're not that kind of person to get on live streams or something on Periscope, you just don't want to say it's awkward, then don't do it that way. One of the things I didn't hear people say that I'll give you right now as a great tip is, hey, how come mine's not lit up? I see everybody thinks you're lit up. What's going on? Like tons of you guys, half the room is lit up, half the room's not. I think it's because I have limited battery life, my guess. So, who knows? I don't know. It seems like they haven't used much of the battery lit up. So listen. So here's one of my favorite ways to brand myself, and I think every single person here could do it. Okay, so remember how people were saying give something of value kind of for free out there? Well, what I would do is I would place a Facebook ad. Remember Mario's Facebook ads that had like the picture of the fire on the hands and stuff like that? I would place a Facebook ad that went to like a blog post or something like that. Oh, he's trying to turn them on. He's trying. I would place a Facebook ad that went to a blog post or went to something of value, or maybe a video telling your story or something like that. Like Mario showed you, I would do those, and what I would do is I would only pay like $5 per day, not much money at all, like $5 per day, and I would choose of all the ad objectives you can do, like what do you want to do, clicks or conversions or anything. I wouldn't do any of those. I would do impressions. Impressions is the one you want to do. Impressions. And then I would choose 2 ways to advertise this. Well, like $5 a day, you guys, not too much. 2 ways to advertise this. Number 1 way would be what's called retargeting. So this is how I would become known. Okay? I would retarget, which means anybody that ever visits anything of mine, Facebook gives you a little code you can put on your website, and as long as you have that little code on your website, it builds an audience for you. So if I have 1,000 visitors come to my website, they're lost. But if I have a little piece of retargeting code on my website and have 1,000 people come to my website, I can now follow them around the web, especially on Facebook. They go into a little audience. So when I place a Facebook ad, there's a little audience called website visitors. Anybody who's ever visited any of my websites. And I can place an ad just to them. Okay? So that's one audience is going to be your retargeting audience. The other audience is going to be all these people in keywords that you want to get to know you. All kinds of people. You know what I did this was classic, is I was going to an event, I was going to somebody else's event, Traffic and Conversions. This is an event held by this guy named Ryan Dice. So I took all these keywords in Facebook, and you guys actually, somebody in the room right now could do this because his event is like next week. I took all these keywords like Ryan Dice, Perry Belcher, Traffic and Conversions, digital marketer, the name of his company, his name. All these names showed up in Facebook. You could advertise to them. I could advertise directly to the fans of that seminar in Facebook. So you know what I did? I put together like a free thing that was a free digital marketing blueprint. I used the same language as the name of his event. The name of his event, his company is called Digital Marketer, so I called it Digital Marketing Blueprint, and the tagline was to increase your traffic and conversions. And what's the name of his conference? Traffic and Conversions, right? And then I ran this last year, and I made sure to have this bright orange hat. Okay, made sure I have this bright orange hat, big image of me with just Chris in the orange hat, and then the free thing on the side. And when you clicked on it, it was just a free little report, and it was valuable, and then it was opt-in for the video. So it was just like what he's talking about. I gave value, but what I did was I wasn't worried about getting leads. You know what I was all about? You guys are going to start to realize they know you, like you, trust you. I was focused, even more than retargeting. Check out this strategy. When I went to that event, all these people they were like, I know you from somewhere. Where do I know you from? I'm like, I don't know, probably the 4 million impressions on Facebook that got. And I'm not saying that this was a good strategy. I'm saying this was a phenomenal strategy. This was way better. This wasn't like this was a test that worked. This branding, I went there and I didn't know anybody in that network. Now keep in mind, this was last year, this time. This was my first conference I had gone to after having ditched that corporate client. Remember my story earlier today? How I left that corporate client, I wanted to break into this industry? That was the way I broke into the industry. I wanted people to know me, like me, and trust me so we could do business. And what I did, now, you guys might think that costs a lot of money to run that ad and be very, very known to that audience. I think I spent a total of about $50. And that's it. That's it. Because the audience wasn't like that big, and I spent about $50 on it. I actually would have spent more, but I didn't think of the idea until like a week before the event. So I just let this thing run, and basically when I came to the event, suddenly I had people coming up to me. They're like, oh, I know you have seen your stuff on Facebook, So it's like, they don't even know where they saw it, because Facebook is busy. And they'll probably know you're just about one of their friends that maybe they see in the newsfeed. They don't even recognize it's sponsored. It looks just like a regular post. So, if anybody in here ever wants to get known, one of the best ways to do it is to invest a small amount of money into the same type of branding that Nike would do or McDonald's would do, which is essentially branding where they don't care if you click through and buy something. They want you to remember McDonald's so that when you drive down the street and you see McDonald's, that you're going to go in there. But in our industry, nobody does it. Because how's anybody going to know you? So there's tips to do this. One, you have to be able to stand out. So see this orange hat? Whatever was in my ad, if I had purple hair in that ad, I better show up with purple hair at the event. You see what I'm saying? It's got to be the same. You've got to be exactly the same. People have to look at you and go, man, I know you from somewhere. That's what you want. You want the know you factor. As soon as people know you, they're going to be more likely to buy from you, more likely to promote your products, more likely to do business with you. Because people do business with people they know, they like, they trust. Right, Tom? Yeah. Furry hat guy, Tom, right? This guy won't go anywhere without a big furry hat. I'm not kidding. How long have you had the furry hat?
2007.
He's been wearing furry hats since 2007. You know what happens at the end of a long day? He goes home and goes, thank God. Oh man, I'm sweating up a storm. Hey, was that true? That was a joke, but was that true?
I probably don't wear it 99% of the time.
Yeah, he wears it, but probably to every event you go to. Okay. So if you saw ads on Facebook, if you follow, and I have seen you've done a great job branding, but if you really went heavy into what I'm talking about right now, when he goes to an event, everybody will recognize him. He'll be some sort of celebrity. You can become a celebrity for like $100 if you know how to do the right type of advertising. Okay? I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Okay. You can also do this now. The advanced version of that would be that you can use other companies, like a company called Perfect Audience as an example, or a company called AdRoll. I use Perfect Audience. You can use a company called Perfect Audience, and instead of just retargeting them on Facebook, Perfect Audience will take all of your website visitors and stuff, and they'll build an audience for you on YouTube. You can use it on YouTube videos, and you can actually display ads on YouTube. So another thing would be
I had cocoa.
I get on a little video like this, and I do something, and I imagine you're about to watch a YouTube video, and before you watch your YouTube video, my video ad is going to play. And you can't wait to hit that skip button. So I've only got 5 seconds to get your attention. So but I'm going to target words like whoever's at the conference I'm going to go to, I'm going to target those kind of words, right? So in this case with digital marketer, with traffic and conversions, I'll target all the same keywords. The video might start something like this. They're like, hey, what's up? My name's Chris Record. I know you're about to watch your video. I just wanted to say I'm going to be down at the Traffic and Conversion Summit next week. If you're going to be there, I'd love to be able to hang out, have a cup of coffee or a beer or something like that. And if you want, click on my ad. I've got a free report, which is my 21 top ways to be able to increase your traffic and conversions. If you want to click it, if not, skip the ad and go to your video. There you go. Yep. Simple. Keep it simple. Recognize where your audience is. Your audience is sitting there on that skip button, waiting for the countdown. 5, 4, 3, and then, oh wait, what's he saying? Okay, I'll at least click to see what it is. Boom. Just like that. See the difference? But you got to make sure, I will go a little further. Not just an orange hat. I swear. If I'm wearing a blue polo in my advertising campaigns, I'm wearing a blue polo every day. If it's the same polo and I smell like sweat, I'm wearing the same polo. It doesn't matter. Because that's going to be the setup. That's the setup brand. I got to roll with that. People are going to see me and they're going to recognize, they're going to know me. So for you to go and you might go, well, what does this have to do with the $1.6 million launch? This is the setup. It's not like you throw your product out there and $1 million comes back. There's work that goes into this stuff. But we don't know what the work is, so it just seems mythical. It seems like this, weird, like really, like you're not going to have belief in yourself until you try this stuff. Okay? So, develop something where if somebody met you in person, they're going to recognize you. What is that attribute about you? What is that thing about you? Find something, and if you don't have something, create something. Tom wasn't born with a furry hat. He created that somewhere. I don't know where he created it, but there's something. There's always something. And you don't have to be a crazy, weird person. Okay? You could be a very traditional person, but you got to have something. Like, I don't know if Jacques is still in here, but he's branded if Jacques here, raise your hand. I don't know if he's still in here. Right over there. Well, what's your nickname? Atlanta Zone shirt and tie guy. I mean, but look, how many people in the business world wear a shirt and tie? Well, yeah, he claimed that as his brand. It works, but now he's stuck. He's got to wear a shirt and tie. If he was over there in a t-shirt, people wouldn't recognize him. But he built his brand around the shirt and tie guy. So now he's got to stick to that. But when he gets home, he can get as comfortable as he wants. But if he's at events or he's on video, got to have the shirt and tie. Got to have the furry hat. Got to have the orange hat. Got to have the thing that makes it so that people know you. Because when people know you, that's the first step to them liking and trusting you. When you get those three, you're able to sell more products. products, you're able to recruit more affiliates, you're able to really just take your business to the next level. Is this making sense to everybody? Okay. So that's the know you factor. Let's jump now to the like you factor. Okay, the like you factor is friends, family. I'm just going to go like family. I hate my family. Okay. Hopefully you like some of your family. Friends, people that you enjoy being around, like-minded people, and even just beyond that, it's just really like, what are things that people do in your life, even people you don't know, that makes you like them? I want you to put yourself in the mindset of, who's somebody you recently came across and I like that person. Be thinking, what was it about them? What are the attributes? Now let's play a little game right here. You guys gave me ideas. If I want to be known, what are some ideas? And I added some myself. Let's play that game again with likes. If I wanted people to like me, or if you wanted people to like you, what are some things that you could do that might have somebody like you? Any ideas? Throw out anything. Yes. Help somebody else. If you help or serve people, that's one way. Listen to them. People like to be listened to. Compliment them. People love recognition and compliment. Smile. Answer them. Be kind, be friendly. Humor, funny, be witty. Acknowledge them, make them feel important. Give them a gift. Thanks, by the way, for the gift. You got me when you rolled right up. Rolled right up with a gift. Rolled up with a nice hat. Invite them into your group. Yeah. Oh, and make introductions for them. Like say, hey, I want to. This is somebody I look up to. Here's a bunch of introductions. Oh, there's a whole entire book that I read back in the day. I forget what it's called now by Bob Berg. It's slipping my mind. Endless Referrals by Bob Berg. There you go. That book was all about that. I mean, that's one of the first books I read on networking. They're saying if you connect person A with person B, and then you exit the conversation, they've only got one thing to talk about, and that's person C. The only thing they have in common is you. It's just a winning situation. Hey Bob, I'd like you to make Jane. Hey Bob, hey Jane. And you're like, oh guys, I gotta go, but thanks. They only have one thing to talk about. It's pretty cool. Endless Referrals by Bob Berg. That was back in the day. Keep shooting them out. What are more ways to make people like you? By the way, laughing, when you laugh, that emotion, that kind of make you loosen up a little bit and be more open to liking somebody. Laughing. Finding a way to be able to tap into emotions with people. If somebody tells you a heartfelt story, or if you hear somebody's story, sometimes like, man, they've gone through some struggle, kind of makes you have a little bit of respect for them, huh? Vulnerable. Relatable, being relatable. We like last night we were thinking like, man, our stories are so similar. Suddenly that makes you like somebody, which is mutual like, right? Because like when you're relatable, but yet you could be relatable to almost anybody, right? Because if you learn to know a little about a lot, you can become a master networker. You might not golf, but if somebody was talking about golf and you were able to chime in and say, oh man, I've got one of my best friends is actually golfing. This is what he does, and he just did this. Boom, boom, boom. It wasn't about you at all, but you were able to have a conversation. Now you're talking about something they love, right? In the back, the girl that's doing an amazing job running around taking pictures of us and stuff like that. She used to take pictures for 7 years for the UFC. She was the main photographer, the girl that snapped the pictures here. We had this conversation in the back about UFC. I'm not a UFC fighter. People in here know a lot more about that than me. But you learn enough to be able to hold a conversation. Next thing you know, we're kicking it, chatting, talking about it, all this kind of stuff, right? So one of the ways to be liked is I think that's a very important thing, is to be able to find something common and be able to talk about that for a minute. Because people like, you know who people like the most? Themselves. Because they spend every day with themselves. They like themselves. This is Psychology 101. The person you like the most is yourself. You might not even realize it, but you do, because you know yourself the best. Better than anybody. You know yourself. So because you like yourself, you naturally tend to like other people like you. Okay? So when somebody else has a common characteristic, it makes you feel comfortable to be able to have a conversation with them about that thing. It takes away the comfort. When you take away the comfort and you have something similar, and you have some of these other elements, like a little bit of maybe witty, fun, smiling, stuff like that, and maybe you're nice and you do something nice, next thing you know, you've got a friend from a stranger. Stranger becomes a friend. And when you're good at it, you get to a point where these people you're meeting become like family. And then you really get to the point of realizing It's all about relationships. Once you get to that reality, then it's all about you look even further. It's not the know, you like, and trust you factor. It's like, I literally want to be family with these people. These are my family. The kind of people you want to see at a conference. You don't say, oh, what's up, Bob? No, it's like you want to go over and give Bob a hug. Straight up. A good squeeze hug. Man, it's been a while. That's family. That's the kind of relationship you want to build. How can you go from scratch, being fairly irrelevant, being obscure, being somebody that just nobody knows who you are, to being known, to being liked, and the third part, to being trusted. So let's talk about being trusted. So trust is something that is difficult to immediately have with people, okay? Because generally in our lives, we're emotional creatures. We've generally been kind of burned in our lives. A lot of us have our guard up. Now, some of us are very trusting, but a lot of us have an initial, survival instinct. We've got a guard. We're not just going to easily trust people. So trust is the hardest of the three to really get, okay? See, getting known, you can spend $50 on Facebook and get known. Liked, you can find some common interest and be good, know a little about a lot. But trust is something that usually you've got to build up over time and through reputation, and it can also come crumbling down in an instant. So trust is something you have to really work on out of those three. And that's something that there's not a silver bullet for. But I'll give you some tips on developing trust. So the first tip of trust is going to be having like a transferred credibility, transferred trust. Getting trust transferred to you from somebody else. So, an example might be like right here in the front row, since Maurice is front center right here. I don't know how he's front center because he didn't leave my hotel suite last night till like 5 a.m. So I don't know how he got up and got a good seat and everything. Maurice is somebody I knew for a long time, but I just met his brother, right? So, let's just cut a line right here in the hat, okay? Trust, no trust. But because of Maurice's family, Maurice brought this person here. Because of the trust in Maurice, do I automatically kind of have a little bit of trust for his family and the people he really endorses strong? Would you guys agree? Yes. So there's not, that barrier is not really up. So suddenly, we were talking about all kinds of stuff that like I don't even share with people. Really fast. Because of that, because the barrier's gone, but had Maurice not been here, had you not been brothers, Maurice not been here, and just walked up and like, hey man, I was on your webinar last week, we wouldn't be getting into stuff. Let's just see the difference. Transferred credibility, transferred trust. So, that comes in the form of, if you're taking notes, testimonials from people, endorsements, reviews, right? Does anybody here use Yelp? Right? How often do you go searching for a one-star place just to go check it out and see if everybody's like, oh, it's like, I'm going to go to a one-star place because I don't believe anybody. You guys might. It's like a fun little game. Hey, you want to go out to dinner tonight? Yeah, let's search the one-star places and go see if people are idiots and they don't know anything, It just doesn't happen. You know what most people do? They're scanning through, and that sounds good. Let's see the star rating. And if that star rating is a 2, you don't even know these strangers that gave it a 2. You're going to listen to strangers. That's the power of reviews. Okay? Reviews, testimonials, endorsements. Why do you think brands have celebrities do their commercials? Because people love the celebrity, so automatically that carries over, it transfers over that endorsement, transfers over that emotion. Okay? That's why brands have it. You'll watch a cell phone commercial, it'll be some celebrity on a cell phone commercial, whatever it might be. You even look at something like Beats by Dre. If it was without Dre, they call those headphones everywhere else in the world, right? So you put Dr. Dre on it, it's Beats by Dre. Oh, really? If Dre wears them and he's that good and he makes, all these records and everything, those must be good headphones. It's like an implied subconscious thing. You trust it because Dre's name's on it. That's the kind of trust you got to develop. So how do you develop that kind of trust? Well, as you're building out whatever it is you're looking to do, but in this specific instance, I'm talking about how I built up to the point of being able to get into doing multi-million-dollar launches. And hopefully a year from now, hopefully this story is even crazier. But what it is, it's about getting known, becoming likable enough where people are like, hey, it's a cool guy. Now to being trusted. So being trusted is like this. When I went and promoted Don Wilson's launch, which was called Ads Cracked, Facebook Ads Cracked, something like that, When I promoted his launch, Ben Adkins, remember the Know You Like You? Ben Adkins, I was known and liked because before asking of them, I gave to them. I served them before ever having come to them. And I didn't go to Ben, Ben came to me. So Ben was reaching out saying, hey, I appreciate you. So we went to Know You Like You. How did I go from like you to trust you? Anybody got any guesses? I kind of leaked it out earlier with Ben, using Ben as an example. Anybody want to take some guesses? How did I get to from Know You Like You to trust you with Ben Atkins to the point where he promoted my launch and did 6 figures in business in that? Guess. I support his friend. That got me the first 2. No, he knows who I am now, and he likes me because I helped support. How did I get to trust? People trusted Ben, but that's still, how did Ben trust me? He didn't ask for help.
No, you.
I didn't ask for help from Ben.
You photoshopped a picture next to his. You helped Ben's friend.
I helped, okay, so again, I helped Ben's friend, correct. That's how I got known and how I got liked. I'm saying, I'll tell you, I'm just curious. Play along. How do you think I took it to trust? Say it again. The quality of work I delivered. Okay, so let me rephrase my question. Before Ben promoted my product or even saw my course, he said, you know what, I'll get on board this. But that was still Know You Like You. That doesn't mean you trust somebody, because somebody could buy a bunch of traffic and just be like, you know, an affiliate gangster, you know. And, there's still, I'll tell you, but come on, give it fun. How do you think I went to trust?
Make some money for it. Make some money for it.
I'm not hearing it. Keep going. Keep guessing. Okay. So check this out. This is how you go to trust, right? I went to traffic and conversions event last year. I met him in person. Okay. Got to the point where one of my business partners, Andrew, he was there. I was busy at the time. Andrew was there. Andrew went up and introduced himself as well. Bought him a beer at the bar. Chatted with him for a little bit. Talked about what we were doing. And then we got the implied endorsements. How we went to trust was we got to the Know You Like You factor, having fun. And what happened was Ben started meeting people who vouched for my trust. And he started meeting these people, and they vouched on the spot. Chris Recker's a solid guy. Chris Recker delivers. Chris Recker is somebody you can absolutely count on. Chris Recker trusts. And what happened was, even his own business partner, Don Wilson, I had built up a relationship with him. That implied trust came when he asked Don, because he asked Don before promoting. And Don's like, yep, I want to promote too. And then all Ben asked me is said, all I need to know from you, Chris, is are you going to take care of these customers long term? He didn't ask about money. He didn't say what's your commission split. He didn't say how fast you pay commissions. He didn't say you got to bump me up to instant commissions. Well, that's not the kind of conversation. He looked at me and said, what I need to know is, are you going to take care of them long term? If something goes wrong, because as much as you're saying it's going to go well, Chris, it always goes wrong. So when something goes wrong, what are you going to do? Are you in it for the money? Right? So for Ben, what mattered was for him to be able to trust somebody, he really needed to know that his customers were in good hands. And he felt the honesty from me about it. He met the team, he met the people, and he also met people that vouched for the credibility and the trust. Okay? Reputation helps, but it's like which comes first, you know, the chicken or the egg or whatever. Like you can't start with a reputation, so you have to be able to figure out a way to create that with people early on, right? You got to figure out a way. So that's where some of these other things go. Where if you do something of good to people, if people see that you can trust people you don't even know. Okay, you can. You can trust people you don't even know. Because at the end of the day, you're going to be a judge of character. So if you can have a character where people feel like, you know what, that person, I genuinely believe they've got a good work ethic. I genuinely believe they're going to take care of customers. I generally believe they're a good person. I generally believe they're not here just trying to screw somebody over. A lot of times they're going to make that judgment call regardless of what you try to present to them. So for trust, you want to get to that point. You want to get to that point where you basically put forward yourself in a true authentic place where when people meet you, it doesn't take too long for them to trust you. And trust can be earned especially through your reputation. So trust takes a... I wish there was an easy answer that tonight you could just have a whole bunch of people trust you. I told you it's going to take time. But it takes time to build. You can also lose it. So at any given time, you get a little greedy or get a little egotistical or make a move, you could basically erase like 5 years worth of work just like that. So with trust, you want to build it up so everything you do builds onto the next. So for example, I didn't jump into multi-million-dollar product launches. We started with a product launch that did like, with Arthur, I think we did $200,000, which wasn't bad. But we started from there, and then it's like, okay, so you've done product launches, your customers are happy, you have these testimonials, you have a track record, then you do another one, they're like, oh, okay, so I'm hearing good things about your stuff, and you become a trusted person. You become a trustworthy, reputation-driven person. But one of the biggest things out of that with Ben was going and meeting the person in face-to-face. Because when somebody sits, would you agree that for a lot of us, the ultimate final decision for you to trust somebody is if you can sit down with them face-to-face, you're just going to trust your guy. You might be wrong. Have you ever been wrong and trusted somebody you were wrong? Yeah, but you still, to get you to the trust point, a lot of times, for a lot of people, if you can ever meet face-to-face, which is why it's so valuable to come to events like this. It's so valuable to put in the work because you can meet the right people and you can learn. So, that's a breakdown of know you, like you, trust you. That's a breakdown of how to be able to have the foundation. With that foundation, let's talk a couple practices, like a couple things that you can actually do. Okay, so let's talk about this launch. Let's start actually the launch before, because everything's a setup. The launch before this one was, my big launch before this was a course called Dark Post Profits. It's on my hat. This course, Dark Post Profits, was a Facebook advertising course. Okay? I didn't need any software. You can do this. Anybody can do this. All I needed was to teach and train people how to advertise on Facebook. I didn't even need to have any secret strategies. There was enough of a market, and actually, to be honest, there still is, enough of a market of people that could use basic level 101 training to get Facebook ad campaigns going. I mean, honestly, even in this room, if there was a course right now that was like Facebook ads 101, setting up an account, setting up your first ads, here's over the shoulders, step by step, nothing advanced at all. It stops right at the advanced part, so it's just beginner, purely beginner. How many people in this room would want a course like that was just beginner? Like, raise your hands, right? Like, look around, there's a market for it. Even here in this room, where people have been following me for years, I've been teaching this, and you arrived in the room, and yet there's still an advantage of that. You don't need to be the biggest guru with the latest, $50 million a month method. It can be something as simple as teaching people how to set up Pinterest ads. You can learn how to do it and go, okay, so basically you do this, put it in a nice little course, and you can launch it. So I launched a course called Dark Post Profits, which was essentially me teaching the basics and then interviewing people, like doing interviews. I needed to find affiliates to promote this launch. There was two tiers of affiliates. One tier was anybody out there in the world that would promote my launch. I wanted them to promote my launch. The second tier was the big hitters. Like if just one of them promoted my launch, that alone could make it a six-figure launch. But they're a lot harder to go after. The big fish are harder, okay? Some of the little fish, they'll just come in and send one email, do 4 sales, and then be done with it. They don't even really care to trust you. They just want to monetize their list. I'm like, oh, let's see if it converts. So, 2 tiers of people. For the basic affiliate tier, here's the strategy that I use. I think it's a great strategy. You guys can do it as well. What I did was, I had a JV manager, somebody who did the work for me, because your time is limited. A lot of people think you can do everything yourself. Okay? If there's anything that you're going to learn from me over training with me, it's that get out of your own way and let other people do it. Okay? You got to let go if you want to grow. So, get some other people to be able to do it. Figure out a deal that works for them, whether that's a commission on the overall thing, maybe give them a percentage of the overall thing, or if you know it's going to be a success, maybe you just give them a payment up front, say, or whatever, say a salary. Yeah, I'll give you $2,000 a month. You give them a JV manager. What that person does is they basically make a list of all the potential JVs that would be a good fit for this product. JVs is called a joint venture affiliate partner, someone to promote it. All the potential JVs. The first and most important thing is this. Do not just go out there and start talking to people. It's a waste. You won't succeed. You've got to be methodical. Go out there and make a huge list. When we launched Dark Post Profits, Andrew would be able to verify, but I think it was something like, 2,000. We made a list of like 2,000 potential affiliates. Like 2,000. We found them by going, first we started with, who's launched the Facebook advertising course or product before. These are called product creators. We made a list of like 20 or 30 other product creators. Then we said, did they have a contest? Okay? And if they had a contest, what affiliates won? Or what affiliates were in the top 10 of their contest? So then we had a second list, which was called leaderboard affiliates. So we had product launchers, we made one list, in the Facebook advertising industry. Then we had another one for people that hit the leaderboards. Then we had another one, which were just like general, anybody interested, anybody that does Facebook at all. We made this huge list. If you had a blog, and you had a blog article about Facebook, that taught about Facebook, you were on our list. So literally, if you just go to Google, and just type in like Facebook ad tutorials, or Facebook ads help, or whatever it is, somebody has a blog, and there's a Facebook article, maybe only one article, and they have a little subscriber list. I go, hey, they probably would want to email this to their list. This is a good match. You see what I'm saying? Research. Now, I didn't have the time to do the research, and if you don't have money, I recommend paying an outsourcer to do all of this research for you. You say, here is where you go search and find product creators. Here is where you go search to see who wins the contest. Here is where you go search on Facebook or whatever, or on Google to find people that have articles and stuff about this topic. If the topic was Periscope, I could find all these articles about Periscope, and who has the site. I could find any products that have ever been created about Periscope, any contests that have ever been about Periscope, any of these things. I could go have a researcher research that. If I wanted this right now, if I wanted to create a Periscope course, to pay an outsourcer to do this would probably cost, for a list of like 1,000 people or 500 affiliates, it probably cost me like $20. That's about the fee we're talking here. Okay? An American or somebody like working out of an office is going to cost you more. You can have a salary. But to pay somebody just to do the research, there's a lot of researchers. Well, worst case, like $100. So now I have a list. I have a plan. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have somebody go through that entire list, reaching out to every single person, and they're not going to blast your offer. I'm not going to drop a link on them and say, hey, I'm launching on the 17th. You got to jump on this right now. That's spam. Who even enjoys that? I hate it when somebody that I don't have a relationship with, there's the whole know you, like you, trust you factor, gone. Right? So with the masses, what you want to do is you want to start off conversations with an icebreaker that's not trying to pitch them. An icebreaker. So the way that I teach it is I teach to go to Facebook, and if you ever want to meet anybody for any purpose, you guys, this helps. Go to Facebook, look at their About section, one click away, and they usually tell you something about them. Contact them with that as the icebreaker. Okay? And if they have, if you're able to comment on their profile publicly, then comment on their profile publicly. Comment on one of the posts if you can. Now, the second thing that we have, so when you go on there, you're literally meeting somebody, reaching out to them. But they might not get your message. Okay? So another thing you want to do is this. You want to be able to reach out and send them a friend request and add them. Facebook has a special feature called Friends List. After you add somebody as a friend, even if you just request a friend, they don't even have to accept you. After you add a friend, you click it again, and it says, do you want to add them to a list? And you say yes, and you put what the list is. Affiliates. So what happens is, I did this, and I have a list of over 1,000 friends on Facebook that are affiliates. Because I specifically, and I organize, by the way, as a little side note, tangent, my whole friends list, like 5,000 people, is organized this way. I can tell you right now, if I want to find out, like, if I ever see somebody, you guys are going to trip on this, because I have an assistant do this. If I ever see somebody make a post about Shopify, one of my friends, in the newsfeed, like most make a post about Shopify, basically I'll go in there and I'll just click on their name, add them to a friends list called Shopify. Suddenly they're in my friends list for Shopify. So now I have like 250 people that I know are all into Shopify. So then, if I wanted to create a Shopify course, I would go to all of those people. I'd say, hey, here's the course for free. Would love a testimonial from you. Would love you to be a student inside of that or something like that. I'm going to launch it. Would love a review. Would love for you to promote it. Done. Right? Side note. I'm giving you future vision there. So what I do is I basically go on, I find out who these people are, reach out to them on Facebook, send an icebreaker based on something about them. You know, hey, I noticed, if you have information, use information. Be like, hey man, I just want to reach out and give you props. I saw you finish 4th place on XYZ launch last week. Great job. You're not asking something. You're going for know you. And also, since you was complimented one of the ways to get people to like you? Okay, know you, like you, and then once you kind of go in, then you get the conversation started, and then you find out like a little bit about them, they find out a little bit about you, and then you tell them a little bit about whatever product that you have, and that's how you do it. I've had people in the back right now hit me up on several products. Trust me, A lot of you just hit me up for products because you think I'm too busy and you just got to get it all out really quick, but it's counterproductive. You don't want to throw up on people, okay? You want to build a relationship and then figure out a way to be able to introduce your product in a way that actually will promote it. You're not looking for a chance to tell someone about your product. You're looking for a result of them actually promoting your product. Would you rather go tell 50 people or 100 people about your product and have no one promote? Or would you rather tell one person and have the one person promote? Right? It doesn't even matter how many people you tell. You want people promoting. So, in a nutshell, know you, like you, trust you. Okay, get that out of the way. Then after know you, like you, trust you, okay, how do I apply this process? When it comes to affiliate marketing specifically, if you want people to promote your products, you go do the research, you make a list of all the potential people, and you have a team member so you don't have to do this. And if you can't afford a team member, put them on commission. Someone out there has free time and would love to, and if you can't sell someone on even being willing to partner with you and get a share of the commission, then you definitely shouldn't be doing the sales yourself. If you can't sell, at least somebody to help you. Okay? So you got to rethink that. So that's like even more of the reason why you need somebody else to go contact everybody. Plus, you just don't have time. You can hire somebody that will go contact all 1,000 of those people. Now, that's group A, tier A, that's one tier. That group of people, you're just basically shotgun approaching it. You don't even know even when somebody says yes, who knows if they're even going to promote? They're probably going to let you down and not promote. And even if they do promote, they might only do one sale, and then that one sale might refund. You don't want to spend too much time on this, and you don't want to set your expectations too high. But every little thing counts. So that's section 1. The second tier of people, and this is more of where you're actually going to start getting 6-figure, 7-figure launches, are the people that are actually out there ranking on leaderboards. The kind of people like, you saw this presentation I showed. Who won first? Who was the overall top individual affiliate for my launch? Mike Long. Who was number 2? Anthony Morrison. Kelly Felix, who's the other weekend. He was on there as like, probably I think number 3. These people here clearly can do volume. You have just witnessed that they can do volume, right? These aren't the people you just randomly reach out to in that tier here, where you just hire somebody to say, just blast out, just get this thing out there and see what happens. No. For them, it requires a little bit more relationship building. Okay. So, for me to reach out to that tier, I have a strategy that works for me, which is I'm going to promote them first. This is what I do. I'm going to promote them first in almost every case. I'm going to promote them first, whether or not they ever promote me back. And not only am I going to promote them, but how are they going to remember me over everybody else that promotes them? Because these guys are big. I'm going to rank on their leaderboard. When it comes time for my launch, my number 1 strategy to go to these people is that. So take Wilco, for example. Wilco's never promoted anything of mine. In fact, Wilco barely promotes anybody's anything. He did a webinar with me. He said that's like his 2nd webinar he's ever done in his career. He just doesn't do it. He did a webinar, a single webinar, and did $63,000 in sales for my launch. And he doesn't do webinars. Like, if you had a list where all you have to do is do a webinar and train them, and then you could do $63,000, raise your hand if you'd be doing that every week. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be a fun thing to do, right? He just doesn't like it. He's nervous. He doesn't want to get on webinars. And Wilco is more of a lifestyle type person. Bye, Mario.
Bye, Mario.
Wilco is Wilco's, fast forward, 6 months later, Mario's walking on a stage at the 3C event in Las Vegas. $5 million richer. All right, bye, Mario. I just think it's the cool. I'm gonna steal that talk, right? And he's like, starts down here. I open my eyes. This is like the coolest thing. I get inspired. I kind of get chills. Think about that. So for these bigger people, my strategy is the whole serve them first strategy. That's my strategy. Serve first, because when you serve, you can get out there and you can actually. It's not like they have to promote you back, but let's take this strategy to typical real world stuff real quick. Has anybody here ever had like an insurance agent buy them free lunch? Or have you ever had a lunch paid for you by like an insurance agent or real estate agent or anything? Raise your hand if a business person has ever bought you a lunch. And did that lunch come along with a little pitch? Like a little pitch, right? Okay. Now, here's the reason why they do that. If they bought you something, they've given you something. It's human nature to want to reciprocate that in some way. It's how we feel on the inside. Okay? You want to do unto others as you want them to do unto you, right? Like, you just feel indebted. Even if it's on a subconscious level, you're like, no way am I buying any insurance. Next thing you know, a Subway sandwich later, whatever, you're like, all right, well, enough about that, the whole plans, but how much is term life insurance? That one's just $20 a month, right? Like, I'll at least get that one. But they do that because it's a subconscious type sales 101, subconscious that if you do something nice for somebody else, there's a little bit of indebtedness that comes along with that. Now, don't use this in any kind of shady way. I'm just saying, if you serve other people, then there's going to be a natural inclination to them to want to reciprocate that. In the JV world, the affiliate world, we call this reciprocation. If you ever look at somebody's JV page, they'll actually say, look, we reciprocate those that promote us. If you promote us, we'll promote you. Or at least we'll try to promote you. And then they'll show screenshots where they've actually promoted other people for proof and validation that they can, what's called, bring the heat. They can bring traffic to you. So, what I might do is, or what most people might do is they might go, hey, look, if you promote me, and then when you have a launch coming up, run it past us. Because I just promoted this person's launch and got these results. Promoted this person's launch, got these results. Why would someone want to promote you? Here's why. If they think there's a chance that you'll promote them, then they might just promote you just for the heck of trying to make a relationship. Okay? Trying to make a relationship. The same way that an insurance agent will go take you out to lunch, spend their own money, even though you might not buy, and the whole thing might be a waste. Because there's a chance that if they do that, you might reciprocate and buy an insurance policy. It's the same thing in our industry. So, this was the setup. The setup to being able to get into multi-million-dollar launches from being fairly irrelevant on the launch scene. You guys do realize it's only been on JV Zoo or whatever for like a year and a half. And that year and a half, I'm at like $3.5 million in sales on JV Zoo. So to go from scratch to be able to go there that fast, these are the actual steps. There's this setup. So again, know you, like you, trust you. Then you've got a couple tiers of affiliates. You have the mass affiliates all out there that you kind of use an approach of having somebody else contact them all with icebreakers and then position it. Then you have your top tier people. What I do is I promote their products, and even if they never promote me back. So going back to Wilco, I promoted Wilco's product, Connect Leads, and out of nowhere, and I'm at the point where I do fairly good, but even if I didn't do fairly good, this still would have been worthy. If I would have promoted him and ranked on his leaderboard and showed up, then when it came time for my launch, as long as I gave him proper notice in advance, this is the process I would use. I would promote somebody else, and then when it's my launch, I would say, hey, look, my launch is 2 months out. This is the date. You guys saw Ben Atkins' calendar. You think like people care about planning their calendars in this industry? The hitters? The other affiliates, man, some of them will be like, oh, it's tomorrow? Sure. Just throw it in there. Send them an email, see what happens. But the actual real players, they're usually booked out at least a month in advance, if not 2 months in advance. So I would go to Ben, and I would go to Wilco. I'd go ask people, I'd go, Wilco, here you go. So I'd say, Wilco, I'd say, hey, look, I just recently promoted your launch. It converted really well for my list. I have my own launch coming up. I think you'd be interested in it. Here's a couple of pieces of information. It's 2 months out. Just for now, you can just basically just see if it fits in your calendar. Secondly, so the first one is give them time. The second one is, hey, here's a review copy, or here's how you can review this, or here's a video that shows it to you. So here's information about it, so you know what it is to see if it's a good fit, or you can review it yourself. The third thing would be, what's in it for them? What's in it for Wilco? I'd be like, what's in it for you? Is, hey, I've got a contest, which you could obviously do really well in. There's some money there. I'm paying 50% commissions. And you could even submit the deal a little bit and say, hey, you know what? I've even hired or paid, whoever, Jane Doe, to fully optimize my page, to fully make my page look really good so it converts very, very good. And I'll watch remember transfer credibility? I'll say, hey, I'm working with Jane Doe who did this guy's launch and this girl's launch and this guy's launch and this girl. She's the one that did all their sales pages. I've worked with her and I've consulted with her and she's optimized my page to make sure it converts well for your audience. It will convert well. You will make money. There's potential of cash prizes. It's a product that's a good fit. Here's the product. And, I promoted your contest. I ended up on your leaderboard. We love the reciprocation, but totally understand. Totally, completely understand if it doesn't work out. I might not say them in that order, but that's kind of the mouthful of it all. Okay? And that might not all happen in a blast to Wilco. And by the way, the conversation might go a little bit more like, Be like, hey, Wilco, what's going on? I just wanted to say congratulations on such and such. You know, just reintroducing myself in case you don't remember. I'm Chris Record. I was the 7th place on your leaderboard for your launch or whatever. Kind of reintroducing. You go, oh, of course I know you, right? Because I'll reintroduce myself, start the conversation that way. Say, hey, man, I just wanted to say, I appreciate you. I've always watched you vacationing. You're living the life that most other people dream of, and I just want to say I respect that. I look up to it. You know, stuff like that. You start a conversation. Okay? That's that whole little, like, know a little about a lot. Then the conversation comes up and go, hey, Wilco, I don't know if you're ever looking at other launches to promote, and don't feel like you have to just because I was 7th place in your leaderboard. But, you know, I've got this launch coming up. You have way advanced notice. It's not for a couple months. I'd love to at least give you, like, make it really gentle. I'd love to at least give you a review copy, see if it's a good fit for your list. I've hired somebody to be able to help me make it convert well for you, good cash in it, and if yes, great, would love it. If not, no big deal. Still, I still have utmost respect for you either way. There's no pressure. And then as the days get closer, I'll follow up with him, comment on some of his stuff, throw some likes in there, maybe see if I can serve him in any other way, just a little bit more. Keep myself on his radar as it gets a little bit closer. Try to cement something, solidify something. As we get a lot closer, solidify and seal the deal. Once you do that, then for me, where I'm at with my launches, sealing the deal is booking a webinar. For a lot of other people, it's about just mailing. A lot of other affiliates, you just want them to mail. For me, it's about booking a webinar, having them fill a webinar, because the way I like to sell is train. I'm much more of a train first, sell second kind of a guy. I like the opportunity to train and ask questions and interact with people and tailor it to that list. If I have a sales page, I can't make a cookie cutter, one size fits all. If I have Wilco's people or whoever's people on a webinar, I can tailor my product to meet their needs. If my product was Pinterest ads for, you know, this niche, Pinterest ads for this niche, Pinterest ads for this niche. So what I would do, my actual close to the sale would be, Wilco, let's lock something up, get it up on the calendar. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Here's my rule of thumb. If it doesn't work out this launch, maybe it'll work out next launch. Next launch I'll be even bigger, I'll know even more, probably be even better. So I'm not at all upset over somebody not promoting. But I also want this current launch to go as good as possible. So I'm going to make a valid effort, but I'm not going to burn a relationship over pushing too hard for someone to be an affiliate to promote my stuff. Recap. Quick summarized recap. What we're talking about in general is anybody in the world, if they could follow a strategy, it would just take time, they could build it up. You can create courses or products that solve problems. You can then become known, liked, and trusted. You can then develop a strategy to reach out to affiliates to promote your product. You can develop a second strategy to reach out to top players, top people, to promote your product and hopefully promote them first as part of that strategy. And then the final phase of that is good follow-up to be able to actually go and close the deal and actually lock it up and make it happen. From that point on, pressure's on you. Does your sales page convert? Did you really follow through with the customers? Did you provide the best possible thing that you could provide? Did you give it your best? Did you follow through? Do they still like you after you launch? You know, that's the kind of questions. Can you sell? And if you can't sell, that's a solvable problem. Get a partner that can sell. Plenty of people in this industry partner up. So that's that summarization of how I got to where I was to be able to get to the point of doing $1 million launches. Now, how do you suddenly just jump to doing multi-million-dollar launches? At that point, what it is, it's all about to grow, you let go. The big thing that changed was when I first did my product launches, it was me in front of a computer, all-nighters, at my house, working from home, just putting together PowerPoint slides, recording them all, editing the videos, putting the videos on like a little format for a course, and then me contacting all the affiliates, and then me going and putting together all the emails and putting together banners and just doing everything myself to the point of you're going to reach a max, a cap of what you're able to do. But as soon as I let go, the more you let go, the more you can grow. In fact, I'm holding on to way too much. Trip out on the fact, I still write all my own emails. I even write, like, if I'm going to have email swipes to people, I write them. If, like, half the time if we're building sales pages and stuff, I build the sales pages. You guys might think I've let go, but I'm still, like, hanging on way too tight to half this stuff. Because part of it is I'm guarding my reputation. I worked so hard to build a reputation, I don't want it to crumble. So part of it is that letting go is hard. But what you'll see where I think I can go from this to like $10 million a year is hiring somebody to be able to learn my style of communication and be able to start by at least writing like half the emails or more. Starting to write more of my emails for me. Somebody to be able to start to design banner ads and all kinds of designs and graphics for affiliates. Hire somebody that's all they do all day long is take recruiting affiliates, take it to the next level as they're actually like a sales rep in my company who manages accounts. Treat affiliates like accounts. Make sure like every single day if the affiliate has any kind of question, instantly solve. Does a customer want a refund or something? Instantly refund. Instantly amazing service. Hiring customer support. You want to do trust? You want to improve trust? Have amazing customer support where people know, hey, if something goes wrong, because it will, you're going to be supported. Okay? Having more of the team go to events. I can't be in all the events at the same time, especially international events. So starting to have representatives at events as you grow your team. I'm not saying this is where you guys are all at, but now you're starting to get inside my mind where I'm thinking, how do you expand the empire? You're only one person. You can't do it. You got to let go if you want to grow. You start getting, like right now, there's conferences going on all over the world. If I started to find some partners in those cities and started to say, hey, here's what I love. If you could go to the conference, follow these techniques, I'd love to train you, get you out there. If you can start going to some of these things, meeting some of these people, developing those relationships, then make those introductions. I'll come on, do a little meet and greet, and then you can follow up with them and have them promote. It goes crazy. What I mean by crazy, you take someone like Onik Singhal. Onik, in the last 12 months, I don't know his total figures, but it's over $10 million in product launches he did. Okay? He had people like Robert Kiyosaki mailing his offers. Bob Proctor mailing his offers. T. Harv Eker mailing. Do you guys know any of these names? Those people are mailing his offers, and he's just like you. So how do you get to that point? Right? That's the kind of deal. Now, it's the same thing. Let's say you wanted to write a book. The same process applies to finding people to get on board with your book launch. Let's say you were network marketing. The same process applies to build a massive network marketing organization. It's the same thing. There's tiers of people. One tier of people is just recruit anybody and everybody you can for your company. The second tier is recruit established network marketers who might even be part of another existing company right now as we speak. They might not want to jump ship, but if you were able to finesse that relationship, if they were unhappy and they came over, they would bring a whole team with them. If anybody here knows, maybe you guys don't do network marketing, but if anybody knows about it, every once in a while someone will join a company and they'll instantly explode and be like the top producer. That wasn't their first day in network marketing. They came over and they brought a team with them. That's no different than recruiting a big affiliate who brought a list with them. It's the same thing. Question?
You're at the point where you want to stop doing everything yourself. You're used to that for years. You've been doing everything yourself. What's your process in starting to find people that you can trust when you're a perfectionist and you're like, I don't know about someone else writing in my name and things like that?
Yeah. Well, okay. So let me repeat the question. She's now on my phone. The question was something along the lines of, if you're a perfectionist and you really are controlling every aspect of your business, how do you trust in other people to let go of things that are essentially, they're representing you? So for instance, if somebody else wrote an email in your name, you might be so nitpicky that if they misspelled words or something, stuff like that might be, I don't know. It's true. Right now I've got I don't know what I have, run like Facebook Live and Periscope. I've got a couple things, kind of somebody else could run that behind the scenes on my accounts. I'm logged into my accounts. Somebody's making the titles. I have Carl making the titles, Carl Sugar. And Carl can't spell for a damn, man. So he misspells everything. I'm just kidding. Carl knows. Carl's joking. He's like, so. But here's the thing. I'll trust Carl to do it, but also to make it really simple, Carl pre-wrote the titles and then just ran them by me. I'm like, oh, and then he saw I changed them. But it was really easy. It wasn't, so I'm not fully letting go, but after going through that basic experience 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 times, eventually, there is no more, every time I look at it, it's fine, that's fine, that's fine. After you say that's fine, like 5 times, you don't even bother checking anymore. Anything can be learned, okay? And there's some parts of your business you don't want to give away. Like, you don't need to give away every single part of your business. Like, you don't need to. Like, an example would be this. Like, Hal Elrod, The Miracle Morning, okay? He has a business that's growing and thriving right now. He teaches people how to be able to wake up and be able to accomplish a significant part of your day before 8 a.m. Before even 8 a.m. to be able to get a ton done. Okay? Before 8. And I'm not talking like staying up until 8 to get a bunch done. I'm talking waking up. You have to wake back up and then do stuff before 8. No, but like he's not going to outsource his public speaking. He's not going to be like. He's probably going to. Let's say he gets asked to speak in Sydney, Australia. He's not going to send out, I'm going to send my guy out there and he'll just represent the Miracle Morning. He's still going to manage that part of his business. But what's going to happen is you're going to choose what parts of your business you are going to manage. And what you'll quickly realize is that when you actually let go, you'll realize, wow, I'm actually really passionate about some of these parts of my business. And these other parts are just more necessities that just need to get done. You actually will focus on things you're passionate, which for him is probably writing another book, speaking on stage, building a community. He's got a big community. Stuff like that is important to him. And also, it's going to free up time to make sure you have that kind of balance you need in your life. So you're not, what entrepreneurs tend to do, I talked about this morning, they tend to get burned out. You start growing your business, you get burned out. So take like Grant Cardone, for example, in this one, the 10X rule by Grant Cardone. These are up here because we keep giving these away all throughout the event. This guy right here, Grant Cardone, he does a ton in his business. You won't meet many people more hardworking than him. But he's actually one of the most leveraged guys you know. Meaning he has entire teams, tons and tons of teams to be able to grow his operation. Yet, he's one of the hardest working guys you know. If he had to do it all, and if he didn't trust to have his team doing it, he would not be able to scale at the pace. So the main thing I'm trying to get across to you is simply this. You're going to start small, like I did. I was sitting behind a computer in my home office doing everything. I wore all the hats. I was the chief, the cook, the bottle washer. I was all that kind of stuff. I was the janitor. I was the CEO. I was just everything there. I was the technician. If something broke, I was the guy that fixed it. And I had a problem even having partners. Okay? I launched a few courses and did things with partners. That was hard for me to even have partners. That's how controlling and perfectionist I was. The solution was to break down all the tasks that need to be done in your project, regardless of what your project is, and then just go, which ones are absolute mandatory? I cannot allow somebody to do those. Those are your tasks. Or like, I love these. That's what I would do even if I wasn't paid. I love that part. And then all these other things, you look at them and go, if I can figure out a way to be able to find talented people to do these things for me, whether it's for a wage, for a commission, heck, a lot of times people will volunteer for it. They really will. If I can find a way to build an amazing team to do these things for me, then this whole dream can come to fruition. That's the key. That's the key in how you're going to be able to make this happen. So, coming back to this, with someone like Wilco, I promoted his launch with no requirement for him to promote me back. And he promoted me back $60,000. Let's take Mike Long. Mike Long, $260,000, right? I met Mike Long like 2 weeks earlier. What happened was I was busy. I had things going on. I couldn't leave. Couldn't leave the office. Couldn't leave home. Got too much going on. But here's what I did. I made a decision last minute, the day before, maybe the day of, with one of my partners in the office. Okay, we flew down to Hollywood to go to this guy's event because a few big hitters were going to be there. Like an event like this, we made the last minute decision. Jumped on a plane, whatever the price was that day, flew down there, and just to hang out. No game plan other than let's go meet some of these people. The people that were there were Anthony Morrison was there, Adrian Morrison were there, Devin Zander was there, Alex Becker was there, Ty Lopez was there, Mike Long was there. I mean, I can name a whole bunch of people, at least a dozen. Fairly big. If you don't know those names, they're all fairly big. They're all millionaires in the industry. So, a whole bunch of them. And we went down this event. I didn't even know what I was going. In fact, it was Ty Lopez's event. I did not know that Ty Lopez was going to be there or that it was his event. I didn't even know what I went to at all. Literally, me and Andrew were like, hey, should we fly down there? It looks like we've got about 10 or 12 people. I go, what? Just like hang out and have lunch or something? He's like, I don't know. Do you want to go down there? That was that information I had to go on. And I was busy, and I said, sure. Because my gut told me that your net worth is going to equal your net worth. And at this time, I can come down there and I can make these relationships. It probably is too close notice for my launch. So they probably won't get on my launch, but then maybe my next project, I can start building these seeds now for my next project. Mike Long met me, we hung out, stuff like that. Mike's like, dude, I'll jump on your launch for sure. This looks awesome. And Mike Long jumped on it, $266,000, and he was only able to do it for about 4 days. I think he did 4 days. The last one couldn't fit in. He's like, dude, I can't do the first week. He even told me, he's like, man, I would love to promote your launch, but the timing doesn't fit. And he's like, when does it close? I said, it closes on the 25th. He's like, okay, I could maybe jump in the 21st. And that's how it went. And even the way he sells isn't selling. All he did is he got on, he just trained and trained and trained, and does his hangouts and stuff like that. And he said, hey, if you guys want to buy it, cool. If not, don't worry about it. Whatever. He's just got a really kind of weird style, you know? Like, he's like, okay, Chris, pitch your product. And I was like, okay, my product is smart memory this side. I said, hold on, Chris. And then he goes, here's what Chris's product is. And then he starts going off on this like drawing. All right, Mike, thank you. But I think I saw a question or just.
Yeah, when you were starting off and you created your product and you didn't have a list to promote other people's products, how did you get around that?
Okay, good question. Let me come back to that and I'll do it. Somebody have the time?
42.
Are we doing okay on time? That's the main thing. Are you guys can't wait for this thing to be done and walk out, or you want me to keep going? Okay. So let me come back. If I don't hit that in like 5 minutes, let me just wrap this thing up because that's actually segues well. So like Mike Long, I got Mike Long to promote by having the setup. How did I get the introduction to Mike Long? I got the introduction to Mike Long through Devin Zander. Now, how did I get to the know you, like you, trust you factor with Devin Zander? I got to the know you, like you, trust you factor with Devin Zander because I just promoted his launch. I don't think even I don't know if Devin's ever promoted a launch for us. I don't know. Not that he doesn't want to, but I just don't even know that he ever has. Actually, I could be wrong. I don't think he ever has. Again, I've promoted now 3 launches of Devin Zander's. 3. 1 I barely promoted. I just did Facebook ads just as an example. But 2, I promoted hard. So I promoted 3 launches of it over the course of like a year. And only then, later on, even after like winning some of his contests, he told Andrew, he's like, hey, we're going to be down in Hollywood if you want to come meet up, a bunch of us. We're like, cool. We went down there, said, I want to introduce you to Mike Long. He's one of the guys that's part of OMG Machines. I think you guys would be a great fit, maybe make some business happen. Transferred credibility, transferred trust. He goes, hey, this is Chris Record. He just hit our launch hard, did really well. I think you guys make a great connection. Next thing you know, Mike Long hits the launch hard, adds another $250,000 of revenue at the last second, all within 1 month of even meeting the person. And that really came down to when you get good at know you, like you, trust you. I met him that same night. We were out hanging out, partying, having fun, talking stories. At the end of the night, like friends, like great friends. Like I feel like we became good friends last night, right? Just hanging out. Like that kind of stuff. Man, you can just go, once you get good at this, you can build, your network is your net worth. You can build and grow your network, and you can really get out there and meet people on a different level than just like, hey, my launch is coming up on the 17th, I promoted yours, so here's my deals, Like, it's superficial. Get to the point where it's family. So, that's like Mike Long, that's how I met with him. Anthony Morrison? Okay, Anthony Morrison. He has had, I promoted his brother's launch, I promoted his launch. Not only that, but he had a launch that actually came and didn't do that well on JV Zoo, because that's a new audience for him. Anthony Morrison's big in like the infomercial. He did infomercials on TV and stuff like that. That's where he's this big guy. He's making millions of dollars doing that. He just recently kind of wanted to try out this space. He didn't really get a lot of support on his launch. I think he kind of just assumed because of his reputation and the kind of volume he could bring to other people, he maybe just kind of assumed people would jump on it. He didn't get a lot of support, but I support him. That's another critical thing. Sometimes, if you have the habit of supporting the people you want to start to network with and be in business with, sometimes a lot of other people won't support them at all. And if you jump in and support, you'll be like you'll be like a shining support. You'll be the support that was there when a lot of other people weren't. Have you ever had a situation where you found out like somebody was a true friend, they came through, and a lot of other friends were like, man, I thought these were my close friends. They just weren't there. They were nowhere to be found. So suddenly that person became like a rock star friend in that moment to you, right? That same thing can happen in this industry with what we're doing in business. If you're in the habit of supporting people, you might support someone at the right time. Maybe something's going on with their launch and you make a connection for them, and that something as simple as a connection, you support them and say, hey, listen, I'll support your launch. I don't know what I can bring to the table, but check this out. I'd love to make an introduction for you. I think this person might be a good fit. And you might help them out so much. Be like, man, no one supported me, but you did. You had my back. There's opportunities for that. So Anthony Morrison promoted his launches. He came on board and supported. Adrian, his brother, came on board and supported. Kelly Felix. Now check this out. With Kelly, it's just like, I don't know, man. Kelly's, I didn't even promote his launch. His launch came up on a for two reasons. One was it just didn't, the timing wasn't right. The other reason is I have a large audience that's women. His launch was a little bit like called Rich Jerk, and it was kind of a male, testosterone-driven launch. I didn't promote it. And no offense, it was probably a cool product. The whole marketing campaign, but Kelly basically, I went to Kelly, and I said, look, I didn't get a chance to promote your launch, but I love what you do. I love your energy and everything. How about you and I team up and promote a launch together as affiliates together? I'll bring some heat, you bring some heat. I'd love to be able to do some business with you there. We teamed up and we went and won a contest together. That's what I'm going to get to in a minute with answer your question. We teamed up and we won a contest together, and Kelly's even here this weekend. Okay? So he even came, he was at the party and everything, and he came last time too. So there's this way to be able to build relationships. So when I reached out to Kelly, it was like very, very casual, like, hey, I got the launch coming up. If you want, I'd love to book a webinar with you and see if we can make something happen. And he booked a webinar. I came out, trained, gave value to his list regardless they bought, and then said, hey, if you've enjoyed this and you want to buy the software, here's the deal. Kelly threw a bonus on it, and he finished third overall. So I'm telling you this because right now I want the aha moment to happen. Is that launch did 1.6 million. That 1.6 million was in the books 6 months ago because of the relationships. Minus maybe the Mike Long thing actually just happened like a month ago, but it really was in the books. It was in the books. This is like when you see Steph Curry go out there on the basketball court for the Golden State Warriors and sink three-pointers. What you're not seeing is all the parties he didn't go to because he wanted to practice. What you didn't see is all those long hours he put in. What you didn't see was a life dedicated to basketball. You didn't see the practice. And all I'm saying is you didn't see the setup. You just, as a spectator, we just watch these people perform at these amazing levels. That person's making millions of dollars. That person is the greatest NBA player in history. That person right there, oh my, it's amazing. How do they do it? How do they do it? You don't see the setup. That's why this whole entire time, I want to take you behind the scenes and show you the actual, real setup. I could have talked all about the technology with Smart Member and stuff like that, but actually, to be honest, that product could have been something else. I really feel like right now, the setup was in place where it still would have been $1 million launch. That could have been Dark Post Profits 3. Some people would say that might have even done more had it been Dark Post Profits 3 on its own. It could have been, it didn't even have to be software. It didn't have to cost me a fortune to build. That was just a dream and a vision I had. Once you understand the process, all you have to do is have a good product that solves a problem out there in the marketplace, and you're going to do fine. That setup is the actual key thing that separates the amateurs from the professionals. Okay? The amateurs, they create a fly-by-night product, they're not going to support it, and they quickly spam a lot of JVs hoping that they'll promote it. They get a handful of JVs to promote it, and then they go off to the next thing. They're already not even thinking about their product. That's the amateurs. The pros, they spend time building relationships to the point where these are their friends. They built a network of people. They serve those people, and then they build products that actually are impactful and good and build their reputation. Amateurs, professionals. Okay? And you can't just do one or the other in terms of building quality products and building relationships. You have to do both. I can tell you a million people that are great at building products, but they're not good at finding affiliates to get on board. That's a common thing. Or I can tell you a bunch of people that are great networkers, but when it comes to building a product, it's like they can recruit everybody in the world, but when it comes to building a product, they're like, where do I even get started? Chris makes it sound easy, but like, come on. How do I even do that? You've got to be able to do both. If you can't do it yourself, ask yourself which one you can do, and find somebody else to do the other part. Take my buddy Peter, who's the MC up here. He's no stage fright, pretty good networker. A lot of you have even noticed, like he'll work a room, make amazing connections, introduce people, hook people up, he knows all of that. But if you get him up here and have him do like a demo of how Smart Member works or something like that, he'll be fumbling around if you want to understand. No offense, Peter, but he's definitely one of the least techie guys that I know. You know, so like he's just that's creating a product. If I said, okay, Peter, just do what I said, just create a software product, honestly, he would be stumped. So if somebody had a Peter on their marketing team and they were good at software, that's a relationship, that's an example. Now they have somebody who's great at making all the connections and recruiting the people and stuff like that. You have somebody who's great at software or the training course. Now here's even one step further. Let's say you've got neither of those skills. You stand right here. You have an idea. You know what the market needs. You just have the idea. You get somebody to be the tech person to build it, or the trainer to train it, and you get somebody to be the marketer to promote it, and you do a split. It's that simple. Because all you really need to do is get something under your belt. You got to make money. You got to get action. You got to start getting results. Get something under your belt. It's something as simple as, and you can either pay them if you have money, and you know your idea is good, or you want to take a chance on it. You can just pay and pay. But you could do a three-way split. You can say, all right, listen, here's how it's going to be. You're going to develop this product. You're going to market the product. I'm going to oversee the whole entire thing, come up with a vision, everything. We're just going to do a three-way split. And then after the product's done, we'll close it down. We won't even have it for sale. We'll split up the money. We'll take a little percentage of it, 10%, and set that aside for like refunds and support and management ongoing for that. Be done. So there's no commitment. If it works out and we like it, we'll launch a second one. If it doesn't work out, we'll just shake hands and be like, hey, we tried. That is something so simple that anybody can do it. So now it doesn't matter what your skill set is at all. You could literally just have the idea. So that's this whole entire process. To summarize this, if you don't have any clue about product launch, how product launches will apply to your business, or how affiliate marketing will apply to your business, at the very least, you're getting an insider's perspective to the whole entire setup that went into place to be able to do this. What I did different to step into multi-million-dollar launches is I followed this process better. I had a team in place to be able to help me so I didn't have to do everything, and I focused more on doing the things that I was skillful at, which was getting on webinars with the top people and presenting the product to the big audiences. And those webinars, average webinar would close like $50,000 in sales. No one even knew, on JB Zoo, to be honest, no one even knew we were doing that much money, because JB Zoo has a leaderboard, and they rank the leaderboard based on the number of units sold, not on the number of profit or volume, sales volume, just units sold. And there's a lot of products that are like $7. So if I sell, let's say I sell 100 products, 100 units, that's $100,000 that I just did right there in volume. But that's only 100 units. Somebody else only has to do a $7 product. They just did $700 with the volume, and they're higher than me on the leaderboard. So because of that was on JV Zoo, this just shocked people. People had no idea how the launch was going at all, because there was no evidence of it anywhere. We just came out and crushed. Now, it's going to go evergreen, and we're going to go for 10,000 customers a month at $97 a month. We'll have a $297 a month plan. It'll be crazy. And by the way, for those of you that are affiliates, that will be recurring residual income. Everybody in the future that comes on, you earn $50 a month for all of them. So that's just recurring income. So anybody that wants to be an affiliate, I'm not just about like some people they just want people to be customers, so just buy stuff. I figure if I help you make money and then I have a product for sale, you're much more likely to buy it if you just made $10,000 from something I taught you than if I just sold you something and I just sold you something. So I'm more interested in everybody here making money. If I can help you make money, we'll be friends for life, right? So $50, that'll be $97 a month, $50 recurring commission. People will stay on for years because all their emails will be in there, everything will be in there. I've got a long-term vision here. I'll drop another $1 million in that software and make it something amazing. I'm not afraid to put money into it because it's a dream and a vision. Okay? So that's coming. Also, one thing I want to talk about before I transition to what your question was is also the second piece of that we're doing like $70,000 or $80,000 a month in recurring income on is something called my Six-Figure Traffic Academy. My Six-Figure Traffic Academy, every single person in here can be an affiliate for this. It is going to stay open. It is going to stay evergreen. And here's how it works. People can come and be part of it for $97 a month. They can be part of my mastermind. It's like an online mastermind, not my in-person ones. But they can be part of this online mastermind. It's a Facebook group, and it's weekly training, and I'll go off. And if it's not good enough, I'll just keep making it better. I'll honestly make it where it's like the best $97 anybody's going to spend per month. And I'll pay 50% commission to you. Every person you ever refer, you'll make $50 a month recurring commission on that as well. And I'll give you the code or whatever for a $1 trial. You literally can let somebody come on for $1, experience this amazing community for 30 days, and if they stay on board, as a referring affiliate, you make $50 a month, and I'll teach you, as part of the process in there, I'll teach you how to market and promote this. That alone, between those two products, between Six Figure Traffic Academy and Smart Member, if I never launch another product again, I'll show you alone how to build $10,000 a month recurring income for as long as you want, just off being an affiliate for those products. I'll teach you how to market them. I'll teach you how to, like I teach you how to get traffic. Well, here's a place to send the traffic to. You can send the traffic to these products, those two products, and anything else you want. But if you're in there, if you're a user of the products or you're in the academy and you're enjoying it, you're going to be a good referrer. You just need to learn how to get the traffic. So it's a good built-in income opportunity. It's not like multi-level. You're not going to recruit other people to sell it, but it's just you. It's you marketing it. Direct, half the money. That's straight up a good split, 50-50. I'll do all the training. I'll do all the support. I'll do all the community. I'll manage all the finances. I'll manage all the refunds, anything like that. I'll manage all the customer support. All you do is give people a $1 trial to try it out. And for $1, they're going to get right off the bat 4 weekly webinars before their 97 hits. 4 webinars. You guys ever been on a Chris Record webinar? Those things, for that person, the first month, those webinars are 25 cents each. A quarter. And they're going to get basically like more training than some courses that charge $1,000 are going to give them. They're going to get for a quarter. It's one of the easiest sells you're ever going to make. And if you think I'm running out of information or things to talk about, it's not going to happen. Because I'll just relate business to anything. Right? So, answering your question real quick. Okay, so you had a question a little bit earlier, okay? And I want to answer this because this is a big thing. Okay, so let's phrase it this way. A lot of us have blockers. Let's address some of the blockers. I'm not good enough to create a course. I don't know enough yet to be able to create software. Even if I did, I'm too nervous to be able to do this. I don't have enough money to be able to invest in something like this. I don't know enough people to be able to find partners. Okay? These are some example blockers. How many people have ever had, be honest, have you ever had this blocker right here? Raise your hand honestly if you have. I don't have a big enough list to be successful in affiliate marketing, right? Look over half the room. It's a blocker. So, Chris, this sounds great. You went and promoted Don Wilson's product. You landed 5th on his leaderboard. Of course he's going to promote you. Okay. I landed 5th because I ran Facebook ads to it. I landed 5th because I got 2 other partners. I landed 5th because I got a bonus that wasn't even mine that crushed it. My friend, what happened was, my friend Michael was having a lot of success on selling t-shirts, and basically I had Michael come out and I said, hey look, will you do 3 webinars as a bonus where you teach them everything you're doing selling t-shirts? And Michael's like, well yeah, but what's in it for me? And I said, well, whatever cash I win or whatever, like here you can have a cut. However this bonus helps us to get stuff, you can have a cut of it. You can have a cut there. I went to a couple other people and I said, hey, if you send traffic to my link, whatever, I'll give you, here's a bonus I'll do for you. Here's the thing, I bartered with them. I said, here's a bonus. I had a couple other guys send traffic to my link. So it's not just me, it's a few of us sending traffic. I have Michael, who's got this killer bonus. And then what I did was I made a video of the bonus, and I put it on Facebook, and I ran Facebook video ads to it, and that's it. That's how I dominated. My list, well, I had a list, but it really, not many sales came from the list. Where almost all the sales came from was that Facebook video ad. To this day, Don Wilson told me, if you ever put together a solid, just Facebook video ad course, where you just teach Facebook video ads, he's like, I would promote that in a heartbeat. Because no one's really teaching it. And that's how I dominated. So, to answer your question, do you need a list? No, you need a creative idea. What I did was I got a really good bonus that I didn't even do myself. Really good bonus. I got a couple of partners, and I didn't mind splitting up the money. I had a long-term goal. I don't care if I got contest money. Give it to whoever. I don't really care about that. What I care about is I'm going to serve these people, drive traffic there. One day I'm going to have a launch, and if they reciprocate, it's automatically like 6 figures. Are you kidding? Of course I'm like, I don't care about the cash right now. Now some of us were like, well, I care about the cash right now. But you got to kind of think that way. You got to kind of have a plan that's a short-term plan and a long-term plan. You got to have one way that you're making cash now, but you got to have this setup. If this setup right here, I started setting this up in January of last year, maybe December of last year, right around the time that I was exiting the corporate client work, it was about a year ago, I started setting this up. It was written in the books a long time ago. All it took for me is consistency, discipline, and sticking to the game plan and setting that up. And I'm not done setting it up. I honestly, I feel like I'm just getting started. There's endless. I don't have Robert Kiyosaki promoting my launch. Someone's got to send them the recording of this thing. There's this endless amount of relationship building you're doing. There's endless amounts of lists. There's endless amount of niches. I could go into the Facebook niche and get a bunch of Facebook people to promote. Then I could go into the SEO niche and get a bunch of SEO people to promote. You might go, well, why? You're doing all those different things? No, I can be this guy. Idea. Somebody create the course. That's all the killer SEO. And then somebody over here market the whole thing. I'm the manager. Delegate. I check in once a week to see how it's going. But I make my cut. And how many of us know somebody successful at something that easily, if they created the course, they would crush it? You can just make a deal with them. They create the course. And you know somebody else that's great at marketing. They follow a strategy. Go get the people to market it. Boom, you connect it together. And now you're partners on something. You crush it. You absolutely crush it. And maybe you handle the list and the emails and stuff like that. And then after the launch is over, you've got the list. So now you go out and you do the next launch, and now you've got a list. Just like that. Right? Simple strategy right here. What about, hey, that grunt work piece? Some of you could be the person doing the grunt work for somebody else's launch. You can say, hey, look, I need to break into the industry. If you've got like grunt work tasks like that, I'll gladly do that grunt work. All I'm really looking for is right now to either build up a reputation, make the connections, or a copy of the list. You know, if you want to partner up, I'll do the whole thing for no money. We just split the list. And in order to split the list properly, you say part of the deal is every single time you send an email, say from both of us or something like that, or have me send an email, then you send an email so the list is warmed up to me. When the launch is over, you now have a bunch of people that know you, like you, and potentially trust you, and now you can email them opportunities over and over and over again and build even more of a relationship with them. Guys, building a list is one of the simplest things ever. Or how about this? Pay to build a list with paid traffic. So check out how simple this is. Simple, it's going to sound way easier than it is, I know, but it is this simple once you learn it. Facebook ads allow you to connect a PayPal account to pay for them. So watch this. Place a Facebook ad. The person opts in for something to become a lead. After opting in, you take them to a thank you page. That thank you page has a little bump offer. It has something for them to buy for like $7, $17, something simple. So again, they see a Facebook ad, they click it, they opt in, they go to a thank you page. Congratulations, your email, you're going to get something. Here's a little, here's a great deal right here. If you want this right now, buy this. What happens is, only a percentage of people will buy that. But if enough of them buy that, it might be the exact same amount that it costs for you to get that lead. For example, let's say that I'm paying $1 per lead, and I spend $100 and I get 100 leads. Okay? Now, pay attention here. This is going to be very, very cool. If I would have thought, I would have put it on a slide. You spend $1 a lead, you get 100 leads, and let's say that you have 10 of them. 10 of them buy the product. Only 10% of them actually buy the product. 90% don't. 90% just want the free thing. 10% of them buy the product. 10 of them. The product is $10. 10 times 10 is how much? $100. How much was your ad spend? Okay, so watch this. If your PayPal account is hooked up to your Facebook, and they spent the $100 and was also hooked up to your PayPal, your money goes out to pay for ads, and it comes right back into the same account instantly. There is no time delay. You now have an unlimited amount of money to scale. And all you need to start with was that $100. That's unlimited. So, you spend 100, you make 100, and instantly you have 100 to spend. There's no transferring to banks, there's no waiting, there is no nothing. You instantly have another 100. So it's this cycle. You just let the ads run, you put in 100, and you let the thing churn on autopilot. Now, it sounds too good to be true, but there actually will be times that it doesn't work out that good, but there will also be times where you put in 1,000, this thing kicks out 2,000. Now, for those of you that can afford it, even if this thing lost money, I now have those 100 people on an autoresponder, And maybe the reason they didn't buy is because they don't know me, like me, and trust me yet. So maybe what I do is I offer them something, they don't buy it. Maybe what I do is I go value, 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 and then I try again. Then maybe they don't buy it. Value, value, value. Then I try something different. Value, 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 pitch. Value, 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 pitch. Value, 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 pitch. What happens is you have spent $100 and you now have 100 people that you can market to for life. But you don't want to spam them. You want them to know you, like you, and trust you. So you make sure whatever it is you do, value. A good example of value would be something like Periscope, if you're branding yourself, that is. Something like Periscope. Do a Periscope video on some sort of topic that's helpful, put it in a little recording, and send it, there you go, send that as an email. Hey, you know, send it as what's called an autoresponder email, what's called an evergreen email. You guys, if you guys aren't doing this, just pay attention. I know it's been a long day, pay attention real quick on this. You know that you don't have to write emails every day. You know you could write an email once, and you can set it up so that every person, whenever they join your list, gets it on, let's say, day 10. So if Tom joins my list today, in 10 days he gets this Periscope recording. If Maurice joins my list 6 months from now, in 6 months and 10 days, he gets the same exact email that Tom just got. Same exact one. It's called an email autoresponder. If you don't know about them, this is something everybody should have. So the point is, I can either take the time to write emails every single day, or I could write what are called evergreen emails, autoresponder emails. What you do in an evergreen email is you think, would this email still be relevant and still make sense 6 months from now? So for example, let me give you an example of one that wouldn't. One that wouldn't would be like, hey, I just got done watching the Super Bowl. Man, it was so exciting. And I'm sitting here with my kids, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You just time-stamped that email. That email is no longer relevant in autoresponder. It's unusable. A better example would be like, hey, last night I was reading Think and Grow Rich, and here's a principle I got out of it, whatever. It's not time-stamped, right? The book itself, and you don't even have to say last night. You can say, one of my favorite books is Think and Grow Rich. The reason that's one of my favorite books is because in that book, there's a chapter on specialized knowledge. And the first time I read it, I didn't get it. But right now, let me point this out. If you were to learn a specific skill on this specific industry and just master that skill, you could potentially go on and create any amount of money you want with that skill. When I applied that to my business, I was able to double, triple, whatever. And even more importantly, I did this. Suddenly, it's like you just told a story, captivated them, and then boom. Tell stories from the past instead of the present. If you're writing autoresponder emails, tell stories from the past instead of the present. Instead of saying, today I did this, or this week I did this, say, when I was 8 years old, I started my first business. It was a lemonade stand, whatever it is. You're telling a story from the past. A story from the past will always be relevant for the remainder of your life. But a story of the present, if you speak in terms of the present, will only be relevant then. So, I know it sounds like a tangent, and watch how this comes together. Is this whole process I just told you right now, you spend $100, right? You get somebody to opt in for something. They go to a thank you page. You email them the thing that they get. But they go to a thank you page. The thank you page has an offer. Whether or not they take that, you've now begun an autoresponder sequence with them that could potentially go for life. If you only have 10 emails in your autoresponder, anytime you want, you can write email 11, and it will go out to everybody, and then will be email 11 for everybody. If you learn to think this way, that is the difference between active income and passive income. If you go on vacation, it's the difference between saying, honey, I'm just going to take a quick 30 minutes to go write an email, knowing darn well you'd much rather be laying on the beach, you know? I'm going to take 30 minutes to go write an email because you didn't have it in place. Versus, I don't even know what email anybody's on. Marie says, I joined your list. Oh, awesome, man. It's like, I really like that one about when your 8-year-old started a lemonade stand. Oh, okay. So you've been on for 13 days. It's just like, who knows? Man, I wrote that email 2 years ago. And it's still making money today. So you get the autoresponder. The reason this is important, ching ching, is that after a while, you run enough people through that autoresponder, you can start knowing exactly what the value of each customer is. So now you know, this person, the average, if I put 100 people in, immediately 5 will buy something, but then down the road, within 1 month, those 100 people will actually make me $500. Within 6 months, I'll have made $1,000. You'll know exactly because it's an automated system. It's not based on how good you are in that moment, or it's not based on what current thing you're promoting. And you choose only evergreen products. You never promote one-time product launches in there. You find affiliate offers that'll be open for years, or for months or years to come. When you do that, and it's connected to PayPal, you never have to worry about leads. You can set that up for life and run it for life. You can just run, that's called a funnel. You can just run another one. So you do them on topics. Whatever you want to build your list in, right? If you want to build your list of people that are interested in search engine optimization, give them, these are, Google has just changed everything in 2016. Here's the 5 most important things you need to know in a report. Opt-in, people that are interested in SEO are going to want that report. Here's the 5 big changes Google just made. You must make these changes to your website. You might have just read that on somebody else's blog. You just repurposed it into a little giveaway. It's easy. And then after that, it's like, hey, here's this course that normally sells for $97, but as a thank you for joining my list, I'll be willing to give it to you for $10. It's normally $97. You can get it later for $97 if now's not a good time, but it's just $10 if you want it as my sign of appreciation for saying thank you for joining my list. And by the way, the document's on your way. 10% of people buy it, you made back your money. But now you have this SEO autoresponder. Now it's just metrics. You can just make money. Once you know how to make money, this is why it's important. And what do you do on SEO? You're like, but Chris, I don't even know SEO. Go research an article on like 21 good SEO tips and do a tip a day for 21 days. And instead of 21 days in a row, have it every 2 days. And how do I sell if I'm giving away free information, Chris? Sell in the PS line. Say, hey, here's your tip of the day. This is straight from. Check this out. Hope you really enjoyed that. Oh, P.S. By the way, I don't know if you saw this, but Alex Becker just launched this new SEO course, and this thing's phenomenal. People are making a ton of money. He has a free video he put out. Go check it out. Affiliate link. Bam. The PS line. And then you just experiment and see what converts. The reason I'm telling you this right now is because watch how this all comes full circle. Okay? It all comes full circle because if you can do this, you might lose money. You might put in $1,000 to buy 1,000 leads, and dang it, not enough of them bought to reimburse my lead cost. But then once you know this, on average, within 7 days, you've reimbursed your lead cost. Now you have a 7-day window. Watch this. Do you pay in advance for Facebook ads? No. Facebook fronts you the ads, and then they bill you. Okay? If you don't pay your bill, they'll shut down your account until you pay it. But they'll bill you. They front it, and they bill you. So literally, you put the money in, and if it doesn't make money, you wait for it to make money. When it makes money, take the money, pay off the bill, do this again, 7 days later, pay off the bill, do it one more time. When you've done this 3 times, you contact Facebook and say, you know what? I keep maxing out my account. Would you mind raising my billing threshold? The billing threshold is how much they're going to front you before they send you a bill. And you say, hey, really, would you mind raising it? If you paid it off 3 times, they do. They might start you off at $250, then they raise it to $750. Now you got $750. So you're getting 750 leads a week on that. Okay? 3,000 leads a month right there. Now, you want to go a little faster? Pay it off 3 times. And I'm just saying worst case. Pay it off 3 times and say, can I get my billing threshold bumped? They bump it to $1,500. They bump it to $2,500. I've got 2 accounts right now with $15,000 billing thresholds. I can spend $15,000 this week on that. Now, if you're getting leads at $1 a piece, that's 15,000 leads a week. Say I if you'd be interested in $15,000 a week or $15,000 a week.
I would be interested.
So listen, I have to do that to kind of wake everybody up because I don't know what time it is. So that would be 15,000 leads a week. Now, do you believe that's possible?
Yes.
Of course it's possible. So what is the only thing that stops us from getting these kind of results? Yeah, so 6 inches between our ears, right? It's just us. It's the obstacles that we put in place. I don't have a big list. I don't understand this. Well, see, someone like you, yeah, you've been doing this for years, whatever. Even if all those things are right, they shouldn't block you. Which is why I wanted to have this conference be a blend of inspiration, motivation, and application. I wanted to be a blend because I could teach you this all day long. In fact, tomorrow, we can do nothing but just go over this thing 50 times, whiteboard version, PowerPoint version, interactive. It still wouldn't matter. Most of you wouldn't do it. I'm not trying to insult. It's just true. If you would all do it, I'd be charging 10 grand for this weekend. Because you would all just be super successful. You won't do it. Why won't you do it? Because you. You are the only person that can change you. So my goal is just simply to try to inspire you. Now, I'm going to lead by example. I'm going to do it. Okay, so at least, you might make excuses and say, well, of course you could do it, Chris, but I'm at least going to do it. So now you can't say it can't be done. I'll prove that it's possible. But it's going to be up to you to try to do something like this. Here's the thing, even if it didn't work, you stop and you're out $100. Scratch the whole thing. Okay, let me try again a different way. Okay? Money is just an idea. That's all it is. Success is just an idea. You're one idea away from anything, you guys. One idea away from anything at all. So what I want to do right now to wrap up tonight is I'll say two things. One is anybody can go that wants to go at any time. No hard feelings. So if somebody's like, man, I made an appointment, for dinner with a friend in town or something like that, cool. We're here all weekend. No hard feelings. For those of you that want to stay for a little bit longer, here's what I do. I got a microphone, and I'm going to have somebody pass it around. And what I'll do is I'll do two things. One, it's a fire round. And if I can get a thumbs up on this, there's two mics. Let me get a thumbs up on if I can do this. Feel free to tell me no. Do you have control if somebody's talking longer than 60 seconds, you can turn off their mic? So here's what I want to do. If anybody's in this room at all that has a product that
like
you
500?
want to launch, or maybe it's a product that's available right now for anybody else to promote. Okay, so here's the criteria. A product that people can promote right now, or that you want to launch it soon. What I'll do is I'll give you 60 seconds to pitch it, and you've got to do your best to be able to somehow get the word out in 60 seconds or less. And then what I want to do is, timer back there, shut it. Shut it down in 60 seconds. You stop talking. You'll have no more mic left. No talking over the mic. I'll talk over you. And then that's it. Cut it off. And then what will happen is this. If anybody here is interested in what that person talked about in any way whatsoever, like, wow, I know somebody that would love that. Or maybe I want to work with that person and see if there's something I can do to serve them or help them. Or I want to promote that. I want to see if I can make some money. You find them. We'll break, and now you know somebody that you want to connect with. And it gives you a reason to go talk to somebody and make a new connection. Now, also use this as an opportunity if you're totally uninterested in this, just sneak out when I'm not looking. So with that being said, there are two mics, but what I want to do is, so here's what we're going to do. There's one mic there, there's one mic there. We're going to do, let's say, a time limit of 10 minutes, and we'll see what happens after 10 minutes. So line up.
We're in Las Vegas at the Flamingo Hilton.
And we'll go for it. Now, here's the thing. Looking at how many people are here, I'm going to make one more. I'm going to actually make this trickier for you. I'm going to lower it to 30 seconds. I'm going to lower it to, so before you go, I'm going to lower it to 30 seconds, and here's the reason why. I had no idea how many people were going to get there. So, just being honest. And you guys, if you guys like this is something we can easily fill in like 15 minutes tomorrow. So listen, if you don't get a chance, you guys, we'll probably spit this in tomorrow. Now listen, for those of you that are in the audience and you're like, I don't have a product and I'm not an affiliate, then if you don't have a product and you're not an affiliate, learn this experience. Visualize yourself there one day, learn this. It's kind of cool to watch other people under pressure. Okay? So, was there something real quick?
Would you point out the affiliates?
Maybe. I don't know. I'll let them do that if they want to do that. Yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. Can I have one volunteer, Peter or somebody back there, or who's back, anybody on the team? Can somebody be like a stopwatch person or something? And like just cut off, can you guys do it up there? Okay, so when they start talking, 30 seconds, cut them off. You guys that are in the lines, you guys that are in front, can you look behind really quick? Look. Do you understand 30 seconds? See the line? See the line here? The reason I'm saying it's 30 is for respect for your
I'm in the
peers,
audience.
okay? If you get cut off, it's like,
All
okay.
those people are behind.
It's all right. And then if somebody likes what they hear, go meet with them. Okay, we'll start start on this side first. 30 seconds whenever you're ready.
There's
We'll
mine.
kick back and watch.
Okay.
I've done over 156 Amazon bestsellers, and I did it with a little bit of Mario's technique and some of my own, because I'm also a journalist with Newswire, and I take all my bestsellers and put them in the news. You'll be in over 100 news organizations. I've got a 15 to 50% conversion on our webinars. My name is Doug Crow. Thank you.
Victor Didauch in New York City. My product takes two things. I want the wisdom of King Solomon, the richest man who ever lived, and using his wisdom from the Bible to create and expand your business, as well as something called Invisible Empire, which is going to teach you how to create and promote your products, as well as create lifetime buyers. And as an addition, I'll give a bonus of creation of funnels, a free coaching session, as well as a free mastermind at the end of the year. So if you're interested in learning more, come and see me.
I'm gonna head out. I don't know how interested you are in hearing all these people. Let me, if you want to hear, let me know.
Go see him.
Oh, now it's getting good? You want me to wait?
Yeah.
I'll stay.
That's good.
Hi, I'm Lisa Crisali with Exercise and Nutrition Works. We will be launching a cutting-edge nutrition, we have a nutrition certification, and we're launching custom nutrition software. It's never been out there in the market before. We're interested in working with people in the health, fitness, and wellness industry.
Good.
Since military veterans get into business by branding, marketing, and self-creative design, I see it way too many times that men and women, they join the service after 10, 20, 30 years, they get out, and they settle for that one job that's stable and secure that makes someone else rich. But it doesn't have to be that way. You're worth a whole lot more. What you got to do is figure out what that one thing is that you get at, what you like, and combine that with into one thing that you sell over and over and over again with ever diminishing costs without eroding margin and revenue. So what's that one thing? I'll help you figure that out.
Oh, dude got cut off.
My name is Mike Patton from Tampa Bay, Florida. We have a non-toxic skincare and hair care product line. As well, we've gotten into creating funnels to help businesses to market. And with 35 years plus of background technically, and at Disney, NASA, and the Navy, we have the background to help you out. So come check us out and we'll get together.
Aww.
Hi, my name is John Botel, and I'm launching Ecom Subscription Pro next Friday. This is a video training product that teaches how to sell physical product subscriptions. It's based on what I've been doing for the last 5 years, in which time I generated $19 million in sales. So hit me up, come and see me about it. It's 100% commissions, got a $10,000 JV contest, so come see me about it.
My name is Larry Sontag. I have a $50 AT&T Go phone that I sell for $200. Now the unique thing about this is it comes with cell phone service. If you have 1 minute a day that you can spend texting survey questions, no more than 7, 1 minute a day, free, unlimited talk and text, and 5 gigs of data. My name is Larry Sontag. Come and see me. I'll split the commissions with you. It's a phone and cell phone service, unlimited. Okay? No charges, no monthly charges.
That's interesting.
My name is Dave D. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. I just launched a new product on JVZoo called Viral Blog Machine. 100% commissions. I'm looking for JVs and people to partner with so we can take this product a lot further. Anybody's interested, come and see me afterwards. Thank you.
My name is Alicia Jackson. I'm a master agent with a company called RxCut, and we distribute discount prescription cards to the masses. This is a free product. A person takes the card to the pharmacy, and when prescription savings occur, you make money. This is a multi-drug, multi-use card. Even if a person has prescription insurance, they can use this card. 70% of the time, it beats a $10 copay. This is an excellent value add. Come see me if you guys are interested, and it's free also to join.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Follow CQ. Pow! Low!
I just basically, I promoted Chris Record's 6 Traffic Academy. I was able to net, create sales about $8,000 in sales, and I also did his Smart Member launch, and it created about $3,000 in sales. 0 refunds, and the coolest part about it was I did it with the list size of only 45 people in the internet marketing niche. If you guys want to partner up with me to promote other affiliate products, please contact me or just hit me up afterwards, and I'd love to connect. That's it.
Peace.
Hi, my name is Jim Park. I got a product called Unstarving Artist, inspired by my daughter who's an artist. A lot of starving artists in the world. I got a product how artists can use Instagram to drive traffic and use that gift of art to sell t-shirts and Shopify. We're going to teach artists throughout the world how to be millionaires. We're going to create 10,000 of them. If you want to join, jimpark7@gmail.com.
jimpark7@gmail.com.
Do you know how you can spend the whole day writing a blog post but get no traffic to it? Do you know how you could you spend hours on keyword research and it doesn't do anything? And do you know that it's like Google changes the rules all the time? So last year I launched a product with Chris Record's Smart Member called Search Traffic Secrets. And we did one little tiny test with a guy who had a list of only 230 people. We converted half the room. This year we're launching our software.
Oh.
What's that?
Hello everybody. Hello everybody. My name is Bill. I'm from San Diego, California. We have a revolutionary healthcare product in women's healthcare and fitness niche, which we have been selling online. But we are trying to launch it with the affiliate network. So please come and contact me. My name is Bill. Thank you.
Hello everybody, my name is Adam Earhart. You can find me online at AdamEarhart.com.
Because I'm an internet marketer.
AMERHART.com. What I do is I teach modern digital marketing strategies to small local businesses. These are either brick and mortar or service-based businesses. We've got a product launch coming out in the next few months, which is going to be exactly that, teaching those type of products. So if you're interested, you can find me online, AdamEarhart.com. Thanks very much.
All right, quick show of hands. If you could build your list by 2,000 to 20,000 people a month, would that be helpful? So we built a software called leadquizzes.com. It's been doing that exactly. Leads for $1 to 13 cents a lead, so it's extremely cheap. It's a $97 a month product. We have a 30% lifetime commission. Some of our affiliates are making up to $5 earning per click.
Yes,
so dream big, hustle harder, t-shirts if you guys want to talk about it.
Yes, Dr. Lawrence J. Clark, and I'm a persuasion and sales psychology expert. Spent the last 3 years interviewing 15 webinar experts, and I have a product coming out, Webinar Profits Academy. I'm offering 100% commission on the front end, and anybody who would like to see me, come talk to me. I'm looking for affiliates. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Patrick Sutton with AutoFX Software. We produce a digital image enhancement software solution. So if you guys use photos in your promotions and Facebook ads and whatnot, you can use our product to actually monetize and enhance your photos. Mario Brown actually used our product without even knowing it in his snow and rain picture. You can find us at autofx.com. My email is patrick@autofx.com. AUTO F like Frank, X like X-ray.com.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, my name is Adam Chandler. I live in Denver, Colorado. I have a course called List Leverage Email Profits, and it's an email marketing training course that comes with 7 customizable, done-for-you email marketing templates for getting your list subscribers to know you, like you, and trust you. Getting them to register for your webinars. Once they register for your webinars, getting them to actually show up to your webinars, and turning them into sales and.
Uh-oh. I know you do, but half the time when I contact you, you are away.
I'm launching a product in Valentine's Day called mycrazyvalentineprofits.com, and that's teaching people how I've been able to grow my skincare online business to $70,000 a month at a
through online holiday marketing. So that's
I'll tweet you, Peter Pinto.
mycrazyvalentineprofits.com.
Jacques T. Moore is the owner and the creator of dropshipmogul.com.
No, I don't have your cell number.
Webinar
I'll have Kama tweet you right now.
Can you tweet Peter Pinto? Bonanza and Amazon dropshipping, and currently
DM
have
him.
close to 1,000 customers.
Peter Pinto.
However, I'm relaunching
To get
it
info so we can
March
get together.
the 29th. And I love to JV, so if you want to partner with STG, Jacques T. Morris, Atlanta Zone, shirt and
Right,
tie guy,
Christiana?
hit me up.
Woohoo, shirt and tie guy.
Hey guys,
We're
my
leaving
name
on
is
Sunday.
Pastor James. I teach men charisma, and I just recently started working with one of the top dating coaches in the world, Jason Capital, as a dating and social coach. That he's kind of mentoring me up. That said, I just made a product on attractive conversations with women. So if you're in the social anxiety, charisma, social dynamics, dating niche, come talk to me. I'll be here all weekend.
You go, Mr.
Good evening,
Man.
everyone. I have spent the past 12 years trying to figure out why I'm on this planet. And if you're like me, it bothers you. And I've been trying to turn it into a business. I'm about to launch a book and explain that to people and help people connect with why they're here and how to make their money matter. Come see me at entrepurpose.com.
Hi everybody, I'm Elon Bomani with FortuneByAzon.com 2.0 coming out in March. How would you like Amazon to pay you 6 figures in less than 1 year's time? A newbie mom and her kids are going to show you how she was able to do $300K in selling products on Amazon with 0 cash, and you can do it too.
Woo!
Hi everybody, I'm Alex D. I'm the $3,500 a week in 30 days guy. If you don't have a business, you want a business in a box, we're in personal development. We do. You don't know how to market? We show you how to market. You have leads that flow to you. The leads are led to a webinar. Each one of the sales you make is $3,500.
I think she did.
I have a lady who could barely use the internet, made $3,500 a week. We've done 6 figures in 6 months. And my number is 214-564-1274. Thanks.
I think we're going to have to watch the replay to get all these people's names and stuff.
Hi, my name is Kathy Lane. I'm a software techie turned certified estate planner because I was a probate victim. And I decided to figure out why. So we're launching a new product called How to Avoid Probate. It's a TurboTax-like product. It's a rules engine that identifies probate assets, tells you how to avoid probate. So if you think you might die, you know anybody who might die, you might like our product. Probate is a $6 billion product that if you take our quiz, you won't be there and your wife won't be there.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Michael Reyes. My business partner is Jacques Morris, and I will be relaunching eLister Pro version 3.0. It's a software, it's a membership subscription that gives you access to a software that automates the process of creating eBay listings, primarily for drop shippers. The version 3.0 will reduce the process down to a one-click process. Our initial launch hit #1 seller on JVZoo during our launch, and we will pay 50% reoccurring commissions for life on all upsell.
What's up, 3C? How you guys doing? My name's JK. I'm a passionate young entrepreneur, guitar player, as it says on my shirt right here. I'm the owner of an account on Instagram right now called University of Rock. We're a community of hardcore guitar players. If you like rock and roll, check us out. We grew to about 40K followers and organically in 10 months and are about at 50,000 hashtags. So I'm really into Instagram game. I have about 8 other accounts. We have about 60,000 total on those. And I'm building an awesome community.
Well.
Hi, my name is Jeremiah Garcia. I am the nightclub connection for here in Vegas. I used to oversee the promotions for 5 of the top nightclubs in Vegas up until last year when I went to the 3C event. Completely changed over. I have a 1-year-old daughter. I've launched First Time Father Rocks because there's no sites really designed for men to learn how to become a father. I'm launching a book and an app, mobily based, and I love promoters. Thank you.
Hey guys, what's up? My name is John Cristani, and I
information product on how to make money online as an affiliate marketer. It's a high ticket, and it's $5,000. I'm looking for JVs. We have 40% commission. In the beta launch, we did over $500,000. Kelly Felix and Peter Parks promoted. Just talk to me if you guys are interested. Thanks.
Hi, my name is John Beal. How many people in the room like to travel? Raise your hand. All right. How many people would like to save up to 85% more than you'll get on the major travel search engines on your travel? Okay. We just launched a new company this year. Actually, we're in the pre-launch and about to launch it, called Zen Travel, Z-Y-N Travel.com. And I've got the CEO of the company over here. This is the Michael Jordan of network marketing. He's done about $1 billion in network marketing business. This is going to be the next $1 billion company.
All right, everyone. First off, before I begin, she has Girl Scout cookies right there. Can you smell them? Imagine that. Okay, my name is Corey Taramana. The woman in the back I'm here with, Katerina Satori. Together, her and I created Love Masters University. So somewhere in this room, there's a couple 100,000 emails and people that are lonely. Maybe they have money, everything else in life, but someone that really matters. That's what we do. So it's Love Masters University. Got a couple products, and we'll see you there.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Uday Trivedi, and outside of doing internet marketing and e-commerce, I'm also a film composer and session guitarist in Los Angeles. We have to talk, but we also have a new guitar course coming out. A very strong YouTube presence, as a matter of fact. Just had 250,000 views on our last video, and a growing email list and strong interest. So anybody in the arts field who is interested in launching music-related, art-related courses, please come.
Oh.
All right, my name is Vince. We run the largest preventative medical association in the world. Our websites. We have 26,000 physician members. Our newsletter has a little over 200,000 viewers that open at a little bit higher than a 50% rate. We want to actually open it up to some affiliates. We want to build our list to 2 million. You can reach me at vince@doctorsfundinggroup.com, vince@doctorsfundinggroup.com. Thanks a lot.
Are you sick of manually filling out checkouts? I'm George Streetsif, and my new app, Shopify Autocomplete Checkout, connects with Google Maps API to let you, with one click, autofill your whole checkout, billing, and shipping address. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Victoria Griggs. My partner and I have run Facebook ads for Joe Polish, John Assaraf, Mike Koenigs, and together we released a product called Smart Traffic System that was released in fall of last year, and it's teaching people how to make automated traffic systems using Facebook, but also 5 different retargeting networks. We show you how to set up a revenue model, do all the tracking, and really start from start to finish. So it's Victoria@straightlinemarketing.com, Victoria@straightlinemarketing.com.
Okay, my name is Donald Bryan. I'm here with my wife, Pamela Bryan. We've been inspired from this event to develop a product that helps individuals understand tax strategies in their businesses so that they can get the money that, in order to make money, you have to save money. And the tax strategies are the areas where people are missing, even in this room. And there's people who want to make money, but not told about the tax strategies and the proper way to go about it to extract that money to build their business. I want to
Oh, he got cut off.
I am Wes with Easy. I'm Wes with Easy Money with Solar.com. I aggregate leads for Solar City. We make money on the front end with the appointment. Make 20-year residuals when the system goes in. Easy Money with Solar.com.
Hi, my name is Tan. Some people call me Tan Man, but you can call me Today and Now. What are you going to do to make tomorrow better? Health, wealth, happiness, lifestyle, entertainment, transportation. Keep an eye out.
round of applause. Cool. So did you guys like that? Was that good? Was that cool? Awesome. So maybe we'll be able to do that today, sometime tomorrow. So as we wrap the evening here, a couple things I want to share with you. Chris Records starting tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. We're going to give away some cool gifts. So we're going to start in here at 10 a.m. What time?
10 a.m.
We'll open the doors shortly before that. We're going to get rock and roll, rewarding for those of you showing up on time. We're going to give away some cool prizes tomorrow morning, and then we're going to jump right into it. We're going to really start diving into traffic, capture leads, converting sales. Chris is going to be sharing a lot more.
Okay, guys, this is the 3C Convention Conference, whatever you want to call it, by Chris Record, and we're at the Flamingo Hilton in Las Vegas. I hope you enjoyed it and you're getting some good information out of it. Make sure that you tap on that screen, love on this account. I think that's my account. And we'll see you tomorrow. I think it's until Sunday. Okay? Thank you for all the love taps, you guys. We will see you later. Bye.
Some different restaurants and stuff downstairs in the lobby.